You're listening to Stick Drift, a biweekly show where we talk about the world of video games and the culture surrounding them. My name is Power Glover, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Noah Rada. How you doing?
Doing good. We're live. Yeah, you might have gotten cut off at like the very beginning of this spiel, but that well, it'll be fine. Doesn't matter that much. We're good.
Returning fans will know the spiel, but anyway, we'll do the important part. That's just the intro. If you'd like it or you hate it, please would you rate it? Follow the rule of cool and leave a like on that mic. You can find us on YouTube right here at StickDriftPod YT, on Twitter/X at StickDriftYT, and lastly on our Facebook page, StickDrift. We're also on Spotify. Each of our content has its own channel. So for a specific podcast, please subscribe to each to make sure you get the newest audio content in your feed. So we're live. We're working it out. Everything seems to be good. YouTube hasn't crashed yet. Let's hope it doesn't. Um, yeah. How does it feel? The first live podcast, Noah. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, pretty good. Let's make sure that we're actually live here, though. Yeah, we are. Okay.
Audio content in your.
Yep.
Okay, good. Yes,
Yep.
I like being live. I like being alive as a human.
Yeah, it's
Um,
showing up weird for me in like the YouTube studio. It's showing that I'm not connected to anything, but
hmm,
we'll figure that out.
we're gonna let it ride.
So yeah,
Yeah. If not, this will be this will be recorded for posterity. It'll be. It's showing that we're live on YouTube. I can see
yep,
it. So.
yep. I think we're
Um,
good.
it is, yep, I think we're good. I see it live. We are live. And let's talk about video games live. What do you think? I think that's good.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts about this GTA 6 thing. So, the thing, this little game coming out called GTA 6. It is it is from this little company called Rockstar Games. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Um, but they have decided to talk about this thing, show this thing off today, as the time of this recording. And they showed a lot of it. They showed around 30 minutes of it, give or take. This isn't the first time we've seen this game, obviously. There's been trailers and this and that, whatever. But yeah, that's initial thoughts. That's an expensive looking video game. A lot of dineros have been pushed towards the proverbial GTA 6 table. The chips are in. Whatever poker thing you want to put. Any more puns? We have any more puns for this? Uh, they're really trying to do it here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hair going on, a lot of physics, a lot of expensive looking shit.
Yeah. That
You saw a
looks like a
couple
game.
minutes of it. What did you
Yeah.
think? Yeah, it looks like a game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they tried to do all the things and push the envelope, and it seems like they're pushing the envelope for what one of these things looks like. So you know, the
Yeah.
the graphics engine, the physics, the animations, everything's just the next level for sure on that thing. So
No matter what you think about, being into the game or not, being just objectively, I think it is of a quality that most games do not even dare reach. Like I think it's just kind of in its own tier of like, hey, these are the biggest, most expensive video games there are, and nobody even has the money to touch this. And I think that's fascinating. I just think that's a fascinating thing. Again, you don't have to be into it or anything. I know specifically you're not very
no,
into it.
nope, not at
Um,
all.
and I'm not like the biggest GTA guy in the world, but like I played four. I beat five, both of those this year. I've talked about them earlier in the year, and I've touched parts of the other ones. And as a GTA enjoyer on occasion, this seems like a step in the right direction. Like in terms of what Rockstar feels important, I think they want to really drill down on realism and like a vibe and a tone, stuff I really appreciate. I like it when they get a little bit more serious with their story, with their characterization, instead of kind of being a little at the hip shooting whatever. Like I'm not always into the satire they push and all that stuff, but from what I saw from this slice, from this 30-minute chunkish that we watched today, um, I was pretty encouraged by the vibes it was getting off. Sure, it feels very GTA, but it feels very, very polished and very shiny, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot to chew on, and I know it's going to be. um, put under a microscope until they put this thing out, because I don't. My guess is they're not going to put out any more marketing for this thing. They're just going to let it ride. Besides some like football ads or something, I don't know. But I think they're just going to let it ride till November. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm still messing with some settings
No,
here, so
you're fine. You're fine. I'll vamp. Uh, Basically, I want them to kind of go hew more to the GTA 4 side of things, where they're reaching for high marks. They're reaching for a good story, interesting characters, good writing. I don't need the uh lambasting of American society. That's what a lot of 5 was. And it has its place for sure. It's a GTA game after all. There are going to be those bits in there for sure. But, I want them to be more genuine with what they're going for, instead of grabbing the low hanging fruit, I guess. And this just felt very encouraging in that way, where it felt like they are doing the capital S serious video game in some way. And I don't know. I was pretty excited by what I saw. It's a very, very expensive looking thing. So
yeah. I mean, that I'd hope so. They've got a lot of money. Turns out people buy those GTA games, so
they do.
um, yeah, it's gonna be a big, expensive looking thing. Yeah, I'm just curious what this brings to the table in terms of like is it going to get people who are not GTA fans like me interested? So far from what I've seen, I'm just still not there, but
Yeah.
it's gonna hit that mass appeal market and it's gonna sell. That's just what it does. Um,
Yeah, it's already sold a ton. I mean, it's
yeah,
people don't need to be convinced anymore. Like, I feel like this is one of the only video games that they could have done no marketing for, and it would have sold just fine. Um, you know, Same for like Avengers Endgame. Like, they didn't need to show one trailer of that thing, and it would have already been a success. It feels on that level. It feels like an Endgame level. And a lot of people are treating this as like the savior of the industry or whatever. I just think it's a unicorn, honestly. Like, I don't think you can take any lessons from this game. Everything's so skewed. The analytics are so skewed on this thing just because of the size of it and the magnitude of it being an event sort of experience.
yeah,
I just don't think that you can glean much from it in a number sense for regular consumption. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very excited. Um, I think if you were unmoved by this, setting aside your thoughts on it, no, that makes total sense. You've never been a mark for these AAA big budget games, and that's totally, I get it for sure. I am, um, and I think if you are unmoved by this thing, not you specifically, but the royal you, I don't I don't know what you want. Like, this is a game with almost no compromise. It has everything you could possibly want. It is setting the bar in terms of just technological prowess, and it's the it's the most accomplished technological video game that's probably ever been made, on a pure budget
yeah.
level. Um, and I think there will be almost no compromises to it, which is very rare for a game. So if you are unmoved by that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, a lot of people are going to nitpick for sure. It's a lot of puddle journalism, in my opinion, where things don't matter and people like to put a microscope on things. But I just think they just showed a lot of it, and they showed a lot of parts of it, and it all looks of a quality that games just don't reach. So that's kind of my opinion on it. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I think it's pretty succinct there. Anything more on your mind?
No, it looks like one of these things, and people
It
who like
does.
it are gonna like it, and they're gonna play it for years. I'm sure it'll have a robust online, just like GTA 5, and I'm sure people like that. So
That's going to be so interesting to me. I'm capping it off here for sure, but like, how are you going to migrate all those people?
yeah,
Like, from GTA 5 online to this, that is going to be one of the more significant exoduses slash transitions
there's
to
a
a new
lot of people
service
that
we've
play
ever
that one.
seen.
That's for sure.
There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of societies that have been built up around that stuff. I
Hmm.
mean, Rockstar, they bought a lot of those or purchased a lot of those companies that were doing the role play servers, and the modding community for that, and the people that orchestrated it and ran that stuff. Like they bought all that stuff,
Yeah.
and they're probably putting those resources towards their online stuff. Like, hey, what can we do to improve this? What are things you can do for us? Like, I wonder how fully formed GTA 6 online is going to be, and how that transition is going to play. I don't know. It's going to be really hard to murder your cash cow, because that's what actively they'd be doing. Because GTA 5 just it still prints money. Like it's unfathomable that the money that game has made,
Yeah.
just on the online portion alone. It's not enough that it's the highest selling game of all time. Like
No.
that's already it. But it's the online component has kept it running for years, and they just dropped content for it like the other day. This is a 13-year-old game, so
Hmm.
um, yeah, and we'll probably mention it in a minute too. Like, it's cool to see old games get new content, like with this Witcher stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it in just a second. Um, it's just kind of fascinating to see an old game like that really still get live updates. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to cap it off. But yeah, yeah, the Witcher 3 stuff. Let's mention it before we get into the game block.
Sure.
They I said this in the past, they've been working on DLC with Fool's Theory. I think it's called Songs of the Past, I want to say Songs of the Past. Um, and yeah, they're making a brand new piece of content for an old game, an 11-year-old game at this point, which is baffling to me, by the way. I remember when that came out. Um, and I think that's a cool trend. Just going back to old established games and putting new content in them. What do you think about that? I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of where the industry's at right now because putting out a new
True.
game just costs so
Yeah.
much time, so much money, so much, so many resources go into a new game these days from these big AAA studios that this is kind of the only way they can put out new content in a reasonable amount of time is by taking one of their, popular older titles and say, okay, we're going to make a content update for this old thing and that's gonna hold people over until we can make a full new release. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they just recently put a new character into like BlazBlue, and that's like a really old game. Um, so that game's at least 13 years old, and they just put a new character in that thing. So, um,
hmm hmm Yeah.
yeah,
It's a cool trend. I do agree with you. That is proof positive of where we're at.
yeah,
100%. Go back to the big bets. Go back to the games that are established and well known and have major fan bases around them for sure. And I just think it's a good use of resources. First of all,
sure, yeah,
um, like use of resources is kind of like the thing to do these days. Like RGG, the people that do the Yakuza games, they use their resources very economically. They make all those games
oh yeah,
with similar
they
assets and
pump
stuff,
those
and
things out like crazy. It's
they
insane.
do. They do, but they're doing a similar thing here with Songs of the Past, where they're going back to a game that is very well known and using a
Mm-hmm.
lot of assets
Mm-hmm.
and flipping them and learning how to work on those games.
Yeah.
Because, like I said in the past, Fool's Theory is doing the Witcher One remake, so
Yeah.
it's um, it's a cool project. I think it's a good idea. Alongside there's some gameplay stuff they showed for Songs of the Past, like Geralt has his chain, his like chain around his glove that you can use as a tool now, which is cool, like a weapon.
Hmm.
Um,
Nice.
it's like silver. I think it's a silver whip, which is cool. Yeah. It was seen in the cinematics for Witcher 3, but I don't think it was ever in the base game. So they're adding
Okay.
that. Yeah. And they also announced they're doing a free update to people that own the game, um, for Witcher 3 Remastered, which is extremely exciting and extremely daunting, because I'm like, you don't have to give me a reason to play this game again, and you can't
You
do this to
think
me. Like,
you think they do the Switch 2 version for free, or you think they make Switch 1 owners pay for the Switch 2 version of that?
they have said already, they will make that free as well. That's really
Okay.
cool.
Wow.
hmm
Nice.
Benevolent CD Project Red. I think that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
So on the side, they raised the price of the base game now, which they should, because that's the remastered portion of
Yep.
that game. Like the Witcher 3 remastered is $60 on a Switch 2. That should be the price of that thing because they did a lot of work to it. I do not
Yep.
begrudge them of that. But the people that have already purchased it, free upgrades. I think that is you're only
Legit.
going to engender goodwill that way.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just a good thing to do. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the best asset flip that I ever played was besides like Majora's Mask, of course, back whenever, but the most recent one that I played that was a really good asset flip was Night Rain. Night Rain was just such a good use of resources from FromSoft. I really enjoyed that thing.
Yeah, that's like resources the game right there.
Yeah,
A lot of old bosses and
yeah,
yeah, it's cool stuff. I appreciate when they do that and they just flush out their stuff they just got hanging around in their cupboards, That's
yep,
kind of cool. So, yeah. Yeah, some GTA 6 stuff happened today and then the it's Gamescom this past weekend anyway, so people in Germany playing games. Some people got hands on Persona 4 Golden, which is cool. So, um or not Golden, whatever they're calling that thing, the revival remake, whatever they call it.
yeah.
Uh,
Why is it not rewind? Like, how did they drop the
they
ball
should.
that hard? Yeah,
I don't. I think Rewind. I think it's because they don't want to be like this is a remaster or something. Like they might. I don't think you could think that. I think
no,
only an idiot would like
yeah,
go like, oh, of course, this is a, yeah, this is a full from the ground remake. But they probably didn't want any brand confusion. I guess. I don't
whatever.
know. Companies are weird. I don't know. What's in a name anyway? You're just it's a another thing in that series. So,
Sure.
um, yeah, sure. And that's a good little segment there, talking about some new-ish stuff and some new video games that are unreleased. Let's talk about another unreleased video game, a game that we both played. Technically a network test. The Duskbloods, Noah.
Yeah.
We both played that.
Hmm.
That is an unreleased game from Software, a little Japanese company, and they've made some of our favorite games. What do you think about this? Let's just get into it.
It's, I think the biggest issue I have with this game is just who is this made for? Like, this isn't made for the casual audience. This isn't made for the single player hardcore audience. Like, who's this made for?
Yeah.
It's just like you play this thing and you're like, okay, you know, this is this is mostly of around the PvP. Like the PvE is there. You can theoretically win in the game only doing PvE. But you're like you're kind of just missing out on the part that they really worked on and they really fleshed out, which is the PvP of that thing. Like that's just the whole crux of that thing is that it is a PvP game. You are against other players and like the enemy variety, the boss variety for like the PvE portion just wasn't there. Like it's just basically non-existent. And so your longevity with this thing is going to be how much you enjoy Souls PvP. And if I'm going to play Souls PvP, I'm just going to boot up Dark Souls 2. Like this
Mhm.
just isn't it for me. Like I don't know. I don't see myself playing this thing too often. I'm still going to get it. I'm still going to wrestle with it, but I'm not impressed and it's just not really that fun. Like there's not a lot of fun to this thing. Maybe if I could do like like have a co-op, player, like a friend play with me on this thing, maybe I would be able to squeeze more enjoyment out of it. But just solo queue experience, it's just not really for me as someone who's very long time Souls player and a player of everything from Soft. This thing's just not really made for me. So
Same for me. I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, we talk about FromSoft all the time, almost every week. Like they might be our favorite developers, you and me. Like
yeah,
if we were to combine them, like
yeah,
they're up there, top two, three, Atlas and them, and then maybe one other, maybe Nintendo. I don't know. We have a shared fondness for them and their games, and the specificity of each title and the differences. And there's a lot to say about their body of work and what I don't know, the success of the Elden Ring and kind of where they find themselves now. And I think I want to start with the positives because there are a couple positives and there's a couple things that I will give them some grace on. So, um, we're going to kind of set aside my feelings for a second. We'll get to it for sure. But talking about some positives, I think it looks pretty good. Like, I think the
Yeah,
art is great. The art's
looks
always
good for a
great.
Switch
It
2 game.
needs,
Yeah,
yeah, the art's great. When you are not, this is a backhanded compliment. When you are not fighting actively, it looks good and runs well. Um, there's some problems there, like I said, backhanded compliment for sure. But the vibes are great. The music's awesome. It is Bloodborne 2 and everything but name. I think that's important.
yeah.
Um, I mean, it says Duskbloods. I mean, they really just want to do Bloodborne 2. I am glad this is not Bloodborne 2. That would be a real bummer. I will tell you that right now. Um, and yeah, I think there's a lot to like here aesthetically, thematically, and visually. I think the classes look visually distinct. I think they all play interesting.
Yep.
There's an interesting suite of abilities per character. There's like this senator who could turn into a dinosaur. There's a big metal man with a funky tongue. I mean, there's some weird
Zork is
stuff in this.
awesome. We love Zork.
We love Zork in it. And there's a lot to like here on that front for sure. That's the positives I have. That's the stuff I will give you as a freebie. I think the thing that I'm hung up on the most is the structure of the game, the context of it, why we are doing what we are doing, and what we get as a reward for being successful in an endeavor. Um, what do we get out of a run? Do we is there progression? Is there I mean same thing you have a problem with? Like is there progression? Is there cosmetics? What does going back to the House of Night look like? We
Yeah.
don't know. There's no context for that, right? And I think in a game that is this complex and this systems heavy and round based, context is everything. So when you have the motive, that contextualizes everything, and we just don't have that here. So I'm willing to give them some grace on that. I need to hear about what it looks like in live play. Like when this game comes out, I'm gonna have to really hear what people think about it. Because and this is leading into the negatives, I don't understand who this is for as well. Same as you. Um, I had no fun playing this game. Not one bit of fun. I think it is a pain in the ass. I think playing against players is uh my least favorite thing to do in a FromSoft game. I hate that a game is molded around it. I hate that it's the focus of it. I don't want to fight anybody ever in that game. And it also in any other FromSoft game, I'm not a PvP guy. Structuring their new game around PvP makes this seem like a vanity project, a carte blanche, blank check sort of thing to do for Miyazaki after the success of an Elden Ring. He won his Oscar. Go make your indie film, and I don't understand how we got here. I really don't. This is nothing like they've ever made before, and I didn't have fun with it at all. That is the truth of it. Um, I was constantly tutorialized 100% of the way through this thing. Um, I think the network windows were short and some of them didn't even work. Like that opening window just didn't work to get into the tech test. So they just didn't do it. Um, there's a lot of fit and finish issues here, like especially with netcode, like when you're fighting other players, it just chucks. It just you lose frames, things just aren't responding well. I dropped inputs multiple times. I know you did as well.
Mm.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done here. I think it is encouraging that it's a real video game because I didn't think this thing was going to come out this year at this rate. Um, but I've played it. They might be putting it out later this year. We will see. Um, I'm extremely negative on this game. Um, and it went from a day one purchase to me to you're gonna have to really sell me on it because if this is what we're gonna be doing, I am no thanks. I am not into it. Um, you'll have to sell me on it again. Basically, is kind of what I'm saying to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you'll be the one playing it. You know?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Like, if yeah, I would think that you'd at least be into it. You know, if I was going to be playing it, and I wanted someone to play with, if that's an option, because the network test showed us that we don't know if that's an option to play with a friend, but if it is an
It
option,
it really
that'd be
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
and I would like that too. It depends on the price. If this is a $70 game, no, I will not be playing this game. This needs to be a $50 to $60 game to even justify what they are doing here. I don't think it has the depth or breadth to I mean, Elden Ring's coming out at 80 for Pete's sake. And I know that's a different beast altogether for sure, but
Yeah.
it has DLC bundled and everything. They cannot price this as a premium title, is my point. And if they do, that's really going to be a notch against it for me. So
Sure.
I'm inclined to do that because you're going to be playing it anyway. So I, personally, I'm negative on it, but if you're playing it, I would like to play with you if that's possible. We'd have to find out if that's the case.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
so if it's not, then no, I won't be playing it. But if you can play it and like have a room code you can kind of filter in or whatever, just like old FromSoft games, then yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Just it's the price has to be right if that's the case. I mean, if that's the case, it has to be situational for me to get it.
I
So
wonder, do you think they allow like private lobbies? Like if you can get like, 8 or so people to join on a lobby, you think they would allow that functionality?
I don't know. I also don't know even if it were to work, would it be good? Like I don't think Nintendo and FromSoft they both don't do the internet well,
Yeah.
like in terms of their games. So I have low confidence in them being able to pull it off, even if they did.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely a weird
um,
combo because like yeah, it's like, oh well, Nintendo can make up for FromSoft's weirdness, but it's like no, and Nintendo's not really ever been great with online anyways. So
yeah, it's yeah. I think the game is also needlessly complex, and they explain a lot of things,
yeah,
but then you do them, and you still don't have the context for why you would even be doing it, and it's a lot of explanation, but no I don't know. I just need I don't need to be led by the hand completely. I feel like when I'm getting led to something and then I do it, I'm like, okay, when will I ever need to use this? Like
yeah.
when they give you like an item or that you do your like ultimate attack, I'm like, when would I ever need to use this stuff? Like I
I
don't
th-
have any context for why we would do this stuff. I have no
I
idea.
think the biggest issue is that the tutorial teaches you how to move around in the game and just like the very basics of the game, but it doesn't teach you like, okay, what's a good route to go on to pick up
Mhm.
what you need throughout a run.
Or
Like it just
or
doesn't teach
situational
you that.
tactics or
Yeah,
anything like that.
it just
Yeah.
doesn't teach you any of that stuff. And like, okay, sure, they expect the player to go in and figure that out for themselves, sure, but that doesn't feel good when you're in a PvP scenario and you're just losing over and over again because you don't have the knowledge of the game that somebody else does who's been playing this thing forever, right? Like,
Yeah.
or who's dedicated time to this thing. Like, losing because of game knowledge always feels bad in my opinion. That's just like, you know, if you're playing something that's just so game knowledge based that you have to pull up a guide, otherwise you will lose, that just feels bad. Like, that's what this thing feels like. It feels like you need to pull up a strategy guide if you want to be successful without having to go through so many iterations of just getting completely curb stomped because you don't know what's going on.
Right. Um it there's an extraction problem here too, because apparently Miyazaki and his team were inspired by Escape from Tarkov,
Yep.
and if that's the case, if that's the context, those extraction games have an inherent problem to them. When you get stopped and you leave with nothing, that feels bad. When you do that to somebody else, that feels good, right?
Yeah.
But therein lies the issue, like right there. If you continue to get stomped because of skill level, that doesn't feel great. And if you have no progression helping you along with that stuff, that's the worst part of marathon, by the way. Like you do really well, you have these long runs, you get all this stuff, and you just get just murdered. and
Yeah.
you had a bunch of great stuff that you either brought in with you or you took out. And that's the danger of extraction games. Like that's what it's built on. It's a niche of a niche, and it can be fun when it works great for you, but when it happens to you and it feels real bad. I don't like playing this game enough though to deal with the extraction mechanics. I do like Marathon. I think it plays so well. I enjoy actually actively playing that game. I don't enjoy anything about what I played for Duskbloods. And if it's similar in any experience to an extraction game in some context, like again, we don't have the context, but if he's being inspired by Tarkov like he says he is, and they're gonna have some of that stuff in here, I didn't like playing the game enough, you know? Um, yeah, that's kind of what it is for me. Like I like playing Marathon, even though it frustrates me
Yeah.
because it plays well. I don't think this plays well personally. Um, sure, there are good ideas here, and it's triple jumping's great. I like that everything looks like a Dragon Ball Z fight at the end. That's kind of cool. But playing it between the dropped inputs and the hitching and just fighting another player that is just better than you, I'm not into it. Just not into it.
I had
So.
like one really good game with Duskbloods during the network test where I was playing as Zork, and I it was like my second time playing, and I was just put in a like the perfect lobby for me to just be able to figure things out, be able to do my character's things, and kill some other players, do some objectives, and I was able to make it all the way to the end. I wasn't at the top of the leaderboards. In fact, I might have been at the bottom, but I made it all the way to the end, and I was able to team up with the other player who was not too far ahead of me to go
Mhm,
against the guy who was way ahead of us. So we killed him, and then we fought the 1v1, and I ended up beating him and winning
mhm.
the Duskblood Royale, or whatever you want to call it. And
I don't even know what they call it. Yeah.
it I drank the the blood of the dusk, or they that's like the whole like thing you're trying to do is you drink the blood that comes from like the moon or whatever. It's like the first blood or something like that. uh
Whatever.
and yeah, so I was able to do that, and I got to see a cutscene with Zork's freaky little tongue kind of flapping around, drinking the blood, and
Mhm.
yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, winning is fun, turns out. But
Yeah.
yeah, all the other times when I was not playing Zork, I was not having a good time. Basically, if you want to have a good time in this game, you play as Zork, and if you don't want to have a good time, you play as any other character. Because so far, the other characters I touched, I just did not have fun with. I didn't play all of them. I only played about half of them, but I I,
Mhm.
I just played enough of it, and then I'm like, okay, if I play any more of this, I'm going to unsell myself on this thing, and I will not be getting it. So I cannot play any more of this until it releases.
I think that's I think that's all I have on it. I mean, I wish I wasn't so negative on it. I'm open to playing interesting games with new experiences for me. Like I'm interested in games of this type, like a marathon or whatever. I mean, I've played plenty of battle royales in my day too. Like I am not against this type of thing. PvP does not interest me in the slightest. And building your entire game around it, I think is extremely underestimating the crowd that you're attracting. First of all, on a Nintendo Switch 2, which is apparently exclusive for Nintendo is publishing this game, by the way, um, which is wild. So you already have a niche audience for the Switch 2, just it doesn't have a big user base quite yet. And then on top of that, you have an even smaller audience that's willing to do PvP because this game's structured around it. I just don't know who this is for. I really don't. It's not for the RPG people. It's not for multiplayer people. It's for a new subsect of people that want to deal with this game's brand of cruelty, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know who it's for. So, yeah. Any final thoughts on the Dustbloods tech test? That's pretty much all I have.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I wish I liked it more. That's for sure. So kind of bummed out about. I'm bummed. I feel this way, which is a weird thing, but I'm just, that's just what can I do? Let's talk about games that are actually good and that we enjoy, that we both enjoy. A game I've played, and now that you have played, is very exciting for me. This is a red letter day, or banner day. Red letter day is bad, actually. No, this is a good day. Um, White letter day, perfect day. Noah beat Final Fantasy VII. Good boy, he did
I
it.
did.
Matt did it. He saw Cloud and what he was all about, and he saw Tifa and Barry, everybody.
Yeah.
No, what'd you think of everybody in Final Fantasy VII? Who's your favorite character, first of all?
Uh, Probably Yuffie or Vincent.
Yuffie Vincent, yeah.
Yeah,
Vincent's he's a horror farmer. I mean, we love
he's
Vincent,
cool.
so
Yeah.
it's very
Um,
cool.
yeah. This game, Final Fantasy VII, it's gotta be like the proto jiggle physics game. Like they do so many of the jiggle physics for Tifa. It's kind of crazy. Like it's just so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It's
That's
like in every single cutscene, like and the cutscenes. Oh boy, they're pretty rough for the most part.
I mean,
But
if you want to say proto anything, yeah, it's like proto 3D Final Fantasy. It's like the first one of those really, so
yeah, yep.
yeah,
It
very
you know
primitive in some way.
yeah, it is. But they it was the most budget a game had at the time. You talk about a budget game like this is the proto GTA 6. That's what this thing really is. Like if this is you throw a bunch of money at a game, and this is the first time they really broke the $1 million mark. I'm pretty sure on a budget for a game. So
That's so funny. Oh
yeah,
man,
it
yeah.
it's a cool game though. It turned out to be very interesting. It's got a lot of they didn't throw a lot of money at the translation of this thing, that's for sure. They like if you watch the credits, there's like this teeny tiny little section with like the people who were from Sony of America to translate this thing. So yeah, it's got a really rough translation, and half the time like what they're saying is really hard to understand on the original PlayStation version, because that's what I was playing. Um and yeah, it's also just got a lot of weird bugs, a lot of weird glitches, and yeah, it's a rough first attempt, but it you know for all the um weirdness of it, the actual like game itself, like the gameplay, the story, the content of the game, the video game stuff, the juice is all there. Like
The juice is worth the squeeze. Yep.
it's a great game. It's a must play. I'm kicking myself for not having played through this thing yet. It was just one of those guilty shame things of not having beat this thing, and now I've done everything in the game, and yeah, I can say that it's a good game. It's worth
Yeah, it
playing
is.
if you're interested in Final Fantasy, if you're interested in PlayStation 1, or just early 3D gaming in general. If you're interested in JRPGs, this is the template for JRPGs going forward. Everything references Final Fantasy VII. Like, it's just how it works. And yeah, it's a great game. Just the time they take to develop Sephiroth and develop Cloud, and they take a little time to develop Tifa, I guess. Not really as much as Cloud and Sephiroth, but
Yeah, right.
um, and same thing with like the party. Like they don't take a lot of time to develop the rest of the party. Like they really just develop Cloud and Sephiroth. That's kind of the game, is Cloud and Sephiroth, and the other party members, like they're there. They have little side stories that you can go through and do, but for the most part, it's really just about Cloud versus Sephiroth. But
Uh,
it's an interesting
Bar-
story.
yeah, Barrett gets a nice little slice there.
He
I
does,
will say,
yeah, yeah. In like the
in
main
comparison
storyline,
to
he gets a
everybody
little,
else.
yeah,
Right.
yep. Well, Yuffie gets a little, side quest. She gets like a whole like town dedicated to her little side quest, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then
Yeah. Wutai.
um, you know, yeah, they all have their own little towns, and like Kate Sith has weird stuff going on that you figure out later, and don't want to spoil the game for anyone who hadn't
Hmm.
played it like me. But 'cause I didn't know anything about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting enough of a game. But I just think that the main thing they wanted to do was tell the story of Cloud versus Sephiroth, and they did that. They did what they set out to accomplish. So that's what I think they wanted to accomplish, and I think that's what happened. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's interesting. Um, yeah, I think one of the like a lot of the really interesting stuff in that game is entirely missable. So it's really important to go through with a guide on that thing, especially the cutscene you get by going back to the Nibelheim laboratory in Disc 3. Like, I think that cutscene's really important to contextualize, like, the whole entire game. And it's just an
Hmm.
optional, missable cutscene. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
insane. It pieces, like, everything together that, like, you're like, oh, this game has so many plot holes. Then you see that cutscene, and you're like, oh, never mind. This game no longer has plot holes. Like, this game makes sense now. Great.
I will say, it rewards the ardent viewer, the people that really look for
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
There's a lot to it for sure. So good. Yeah. Final Fantasy VII. So, what was the thing that kept you from finishing it for the longest time?
I just, I don't know. I would just get bored of it, or I'd get busy with other things and couldn't quite get into it. But once
Yeah.
I sat down and was like, okay, I'm going to finish this thing, pushed through the parts of it that, I just couldn't get into, which wasn't really a whole lot, to be honest. It was like Costa del Sol was kind of boring. Like the snow area was pretty boring. But really, other than that, I can't think of any part of it that was like a hang up for me. So
Did you like the snowboarding?
the snowboarding was fun, yeah. The snowboarding minigame,
Yeah.
all the minigames are really fun in that thing. Like, I wish I spent more time with the strategy, like RTS minigame, because I'm sure I would have liked that. I just at the time I was just like, I don't really want to bother with this thing. But I'm sure I
Yeah.
would have liked that one. But the submarine was, it was really easy to do the submarine minigame, but it was cool. It was they make so much use of like primitive polygons in that thing. It's kind of ridiculous, like just
Yeah.
how many like primitive polygons they push in that thing. But they really wanted to do so much, and they only had 3 discs to do it or whatever. And so they're like, okay, we want to do this much stuff, you know, but we don't have time to make pretty graphics for all these things. So we'll just use these primitive polygons for a lot of these things. So
It's a very ambitious game for the era.
yeah,
There's a lot in
yeah.
there.
It
Yeah.
it's not, I think that the Zelda games of that era are still better games, but
Sure.
I think that, this game is very ambitious and very close in quality to those things for sure. So,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. High praise. That's good. I'm glad you finally came around to it and finished. You can see what I see in it, which is cool. Um,
yeah.
I like the soundtrack a lot in this one. It's my favorite soundtrack. Which ones do you like more than that? I can't remember what you said.
I mean, the games I like more than it right now are 9 and 5. I think I like their
Yeah, that's true.
soundtracks a bit better too. So,
Soundtracks as well. Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I beat this in 2021, 22, something like that. So it's been a while since I first beat it. And obviously I love the remakes a ton. The remake project is great. And
Yeah, I gotta
yeah,
get around to these
so
still, but
I was gonna say, yeah, does this give you any interest for the remake
it
stuff now that you have a
does. It
comparison
gives me
point?
interest. I don't want to burn myself out on Final Fantasy VII. I don't want Final Fantasy VII fatigue, so I'm gonna,
Yeah.
wait a bit. I might just wait until that new one comes out and then binge
Hmm.
them, all at once, and then I just play through the whole thing basically. So I probably
I
won't do
this is what I
everything in those
recommend.
games. So
Sure, this is what I recommend you do next, though. I would watch Advent Children. That's a good movie. It
yeah,
is.
I own that
It's
thing.
basically it's basically Final Fantasy VII 2,
Okay,
kind of.
cool.
So they do a lot of stuff in that movie. Honestly,
Would
we could break out tape stuck for that too if you really wanted to. We could do that. So, um,
what would happen if I tried to make somebody who's never played Final Fantasy VII watch that thing? Would they understand what's going on at all? Like, would they enjoy it?
yeah,
No.
they would probably enjoy it. I
Okay.
don't think they'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, I think it benefits from you beating seven.
Okay.
Because that was the era it came out in. I mean, it was seven, and then I think the movie. I mean, that was the next seven thing was that because Crisis Core didn't come out until after that. So
Do I need to play Crisis Core? Do I have to go down the Final Fantasy VII rabbit hole now?
okay, so as someone who's beaten Crisis Core, no, you don't.
Okay, thank goodness.
You do get some stuff out of it
Hmm.
with the character of Zack. Zack is a great character. Um, there's a lot of stuff between him and Cloud, so it fills out the background of Cloud as a character, and it makes the. I'm not going to spoil it here in case people haven't played a 20, 30-year-old game, but like the twist of Final Fantasy VII
Hmm.
involves Zack, and
Hmm.
it fleshes that out even more. So
Yeah.
I think it's beneficial for you to play it at some point. It's not mandatory or anything. I do think I do think Advent Children's mandatory because I think it's interesting and it does a lot of stuff with characters that are already established. Like
Yeah.
Rufus is in there, and all the crew's in there, and Cloud's in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Let me
yeah,
just like reiterate, like Final Fantasy VII's story, like it's just the story line of Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth. It might
yeah,
be one of the most interesting things in gaming. Period. Like
yep, yes, it
the
is. You're
the
right. You
twist
nailed it.
is one of the twistiest things I have seen a game ever do. I don't think we'll get quite that same twist again in a game anytime soon. Like
It's
it's
insane.
so insane. It's so interesting of a twist. They kind of do it in 9, but it's different and it's not doesn't
It's
quite
different.
hit the same. Yeah. But you get
Okay,
the
so
parallels there in 9, so
totally
yeah.
that's a perfect word for it.
Yep.
Parallels is what it is. I mean,
Yep.
there are echoes of that from seven to nine because nine there's a similar come to Jesus moment
Yep.
that Zidane has, right?
Zidane,
This,
I like the
yeah,
moment that Zidane has better than Cloud's reaction to it. I think Zidane does it a lot more. It's a lot more human when Zidane does it. I think they could have portrayed Cloud a bit better as a person, but it could be my translation that I was using because I was using that jank translation.
yeah,
Or it could just be that, yeah, they did it better in 9 in terms of the humanization of the character. In terms of the actual, like, twist, it's done way better in 7, I think, than in 9. So,
I had the I had the benefit of playing the retranslation
sure.
at Square Enix did officially, and
Yeah.
it plays really well. But they change key parts of the original, like Eris to Aerith and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think that's a better way to play it personally. But they also do give you quality of life stuff, like the do the fast forwarding, whatever you want to do. They
Yeah.
let you do that in there too.
I mean,
So
I
yeah,
owned the game, and, like, really, the game only took me, like, 75 hours to do everything on consoles, so somewhere around there, maybe a little bit less, but it really wasn't that big deal to do it on console. So that game loads
yeah,
very quickly on console on a PlayStation 2, at least. The
on a
PlayStation 2
PlayStation 2.
runs
Yeah,
things a little bit faster than a PlayStation 1, so
right, right. Yeah, it's my favorite Final Fantasy of the originals. I adore that game. It's a very formative video game for me, even though I played it in my 20s for sure. But I think fondly back on my time with it, and so just like you, when I saw that the thing, I was like, "Are you serious? This
yeah.
thing is operating on a level I did not think it was capable of." Because
Because they
until
show
that
you
point,
one
like it's a
thing
yeah, yeah,
and then they show you another thing, and you're like, oh, okay, so they were lying. And then they show you another thing. It's like, wait, they weren't lying. They were only kind of lying. And then they show you another thing. It's like, oh, now it all makes sense. It's kind of like that. It's like they just progressively reveal like what happened really, and it's like, oh, interesting.
They they have a great moment with Tifa in the remakes, is all I'll say, on that tip.
Yeah,
So it's almost worth playing because of that stuff.
yeah.
And I think it comes in Rebirth. I think it's in Rebirth that you see that scene. Um, because Tifa and Cloud are very attached at the hip. They are from the same town, Nibelheim.
Yep.
Um, and I think Tifa is like one of the strongest parts of the remake trilogy,
Yeah.
but
She
Aerith is
was.
really the heart. She's really the
Yeah.
heart of those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tifa was just kind of there in like the original,
yeah,
like, and
she gets a lot of
so
work in the other
that's
ones.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I think there's some corniness with like Barrett's rendition a little bit in terms of voice acting for remake and rebirth,
Sure.
but you soon get used to it and it becomes really endearing at some point, this kind of outsized figure, because everyone else is so staid and level-headed.
Uh.
Barrett just kind of yells a little bit, like, and
Uh.
it's
He
kind
he
of
does
fun
that.
to have.
That's his character in the game. That's how they
That's his
wrote
character.
that character. It is
Yeah.
the stereotypical Japanese man wrote a black character. This is what it looks like. Like that's just how it happened. It's rough, but that's what happened. So
Initially he sounds like a mongoloid in the remakes. He does, but it really comes around. You really
yeah.
start to like that about him. Um, I will say they do a weird thing with Red 13 that I do not like.
Mm.
So, in terms of the voice, you'll
Mm-hmm.
kind of see what I mean later.
No, I've
It's
heard the voice.
extreme.
I don't like it either. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll just say it. They start with a very mature, like I'm Red 13 sort of business, and then when he like starts to get to know the crew, he kind of starts slinking back into his actual age because he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to be this like very
Yeah.
stoic
Which that's
character.
his character.
Um,
That's his character.
that that's his character until it's not, until he becomes a playful child, and then he sounds like a child, and it really weirds me
Uh,
out. Um,
yeah.
and it's not annoying. I just don't like the character choice. They decided to change that. I mean, because the first one doesn't. I mean,
It,
seven, the original seven doesn't have voice acting, but yeah,
yeah, but Original 7 kind of does that with the character too. He kind of
they do. Yeah,
slips into this
yeah.
playful thing, but with voice acting, yeah, I
Jarring.
just
It's
don't really like
extremely
that
jarring.
character anyways, so like yeah.
Um, Red 13 is a better, more realized character in this stuff. Just like everything else is. It's just a more
Yeah.
uh, you know lurid look at the world of Final Fantasy VII, and I think that's important. So, um, I think you'll get a lot out of it for sure, just in terms of just content, just in terms of the breadth and depth.
Hmm.
I think I would discourage you though from playing those back to back to back. Those are long games. I don't
Yeah.
think you should do that. Um, Remake is the shortest one. I think you can beat that game in 30 hours. Pretty short.
Hmm.
Rebirth, minimum 50. I don't think you could beat that
Huh.
even if you are golden pathing it, that game is long as fuck.
Hmm.
And then the new one is going to be very long because they're
They
going to
have a
have
lot
every
of
area.
content. Yep.
It's going to be insane.
Yep.
So I recommend pacing yourself because I think you're really going to need it.
Yeah, that third
But
one,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they leave off that first the second one, it sounds like they leave off at the end of disc 1. And disc 2 is very long. There's a lot of content in disc 2. Disc 3 is basically just like the final dungeon, but disc 2 is pretty long, so like disc 2 is about as long as disc 1, so
Rebirth ends at the Temple of Ancients, so that's what I'll say.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's right when that ends, that disc. So,
Well, if
and
it
then
ends
yeah,
at the Temple of Ancients, they didn't even get to the they didn't even get to the end of the disc 1 because that's not when disc 1 ends. Disc 1 ends when
oh,
Aerith dies, so
okay, so no, that's not true then.
yeah.
It's spoiler when Aerith dies. Yeah,
That's not a
so
spoiler.
it's right.
Everyone knows that.
It's well, you know, you got to be careful anyway. People are weird about this stuff. It's right after that. It's like boom, right there, like right after that.
Yeah.
Hard cap almost. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you because they do something different with that
Sure.
sequence
Yeah.
that you need to see. It is the part I'm the most mixed on. And when I talked about it in Game of the Year 24, it was the part that I did not appreciate about it that much. And as soon as you would get to it in Rebirth, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It is the
Okay.
stuff they do with Earth.
Sure.
So I don't know how it's going to manifest in the new one. It's going to be weird. It's going to be
Hmm.
weird. I think it's going to be a full game concern of it. So um, I'm glad you like it. The story is novel, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
not just this like generic thing.
I
Like it's
I like
really
the
impressive.
cast, the characters, everything about nine better. Like nine is just
Sure.
the better game, I think. Like even the supporting characters in
Yeah.
nine are just better. But
I don't think
se-
that's controversial. Yeah.
seven's an interesting game and has a lot, going for it. It's got an interesting setting. It's got, really interesting story, really interesting twist, and it's got some really memorable characters in the very main like cast, and then the supporting cast for the most part is kind of just there. So that's kind of what I don't like about it. But
Yeah.
um,
I don't think it's uncontroversial for you to say that everybody agrees that 9 is a better game,
yeah,
like in terms of just it being a newer game, a game they had
yep.
more. That team came off of 7 and 8 to make 9. You know what I mean? Like they have
I I
plenty
I
of
think I think the team
experience.
that did eight was it because I think eight and nine were made simultaneously. If I remember right, like
Oh,
they
okay.
were worked on simultaneously. They had different directors, and
Yeah,
so eight, yeah, eight had a different team, and nine was a different team, and eight was more
gotcha.
like they want to push the envelope, do something different, even more. Nine was like we want to go back to our JRPG roots, we want to go back to our fantasy roots, and that became nine. So
Right, right.
and
Yeah,
I
it's
just love the high fantasy in nine. I like what they do with like the cyberpunk, whatever punk it is. I don't think it's really cyberpunk. It's more like a like dystopia punk. I don't know, steampunk.
yeah. I know what you
Not,
mean. I
it's
know
some
what you mean.
kind of
Yeah,
punk, but it's a weird fantasy magicy punk, magic punk maybe. But
sure.
it's
Yeah,
I like what they do with Final Fantasy VII, and eight does something entirely different because eight is more like a like a almost a real lifey like futury fantasy starry kind of thing. So or yeah,
it's it's
it's
uh
weird.
it's a futuristic type of game like Final Fantasy VII is. It's not
No,
it
it's not
it
magic
hews it
punk
hews
though.
more it hews more technological than fantastical is really what I mean.
Yes, even more so than
9 is
seven. Yeah.
yes, 9 is more straight fantasy, 8
Yep.
is more technological stuff. So
Yep.
I think that's where I land on that. So
Yep.
um yeah, you did everything. How did you feel about the boss fights, like the super bosses? How'd you feel about the
Oh, they
weapons?
they were fine. I mean, after Ultima Weapon, I kind of just did some grinding and made my characters ultra powerful to go do Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon with the Knights of Round and all that. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, Ultima Weapon was it's like the chasing down the freaking demon thing in Final Fantasy VI. It's that same. You have to run around in the sky to try and find him, and then track him down, hit him a few times, he runs away, and you gotta track him down again. So,
Yeah, it's
Ultimate
kind of
Weapon
a
is a bit
pain.
annoying,
Yeah.
but Diamond Weapon was cool. That one's like actually part of the story, and that one's a fun
Mhm.
fight. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Final Fantasy VII, man. That's a banger. I like that game a lot.
yeah,
Um,
it's a fun game.
I think the remakes are great. Again, pace yourself. If you're gonna play any of the side games for seven, just play Crisis Core. It's pretty short. Don't
Dirge
touch
of
Dirge of
Cerberus got
Cerberus.
it.
It's not a good,
I gotta play Dirge of
not a good game.
Cerberus. Got it.
If you
I
like
read
Vincent,
you
you'll like it because
loud
you're a
and
sicko.
clear. I gotta play Dirge of
Noah,
Cerberus next. I got it.
you're a sicko. If you like that, you'll get something out of it
Is it
for the remake,
is it
unfortunately.
gonna give
So
me like Sonic Unleashed vibes. Like I'm gonna feel like I'm playing Sonic Unleashed again when I play Dirge of Cerberus.
How about Shadow the Hedgehog?
Ooh, even better, even better. Maybe that's why I like Vincent, because
Yeah,
he's basically just like a human version of Shadow the Hedgehog.
basically, yeah.
He's really cool. I like Vincent.
I hate to say it. Deep Ground is in that game as like a faction, enemy faction, and Weiss is in it as well. You fight them in the Yuffie DLC for Remake Intergrade.
Yes, yes, it's
So
canon. It's
you will
canon.
get
It's
something
canon.
out of it if you do
Yes,
do it. Yeah.
yes.
I appreciate them using all parts of the Buffalo. I just cannot condone it because that's not a good game. So
What?
yeah.
Dirge of Cerberus, the best Final Fantasy game? Are you sure?
That game when it came out was a travesty for Square Enix. It was not good. Nobody liked that game. So Noah, as the sicko that you are, play that game. I want to see it. So
You want to see it at this point? That's crazy.
I want to see it. So um, that's enough talk about Final Fantasy VII. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VIII because I've been
Oh boy, we're
touching that a
getting
little bit.
straight into more Final Fantasy. All right, let's
Yeah,
do it.
well, and I don't have much to say about it personally, but it
I have
depends on
much
how
to
much
say
you.
about it.
So
Yeah, I've got
okay,
about
okay.
15 hours in this thing, and
Oh wow, made a lot
yeah,
of it. Yeah.
yeah, mostly just grinding. You can do a lot of grinding in this game. Turns out this is the grinding Final Fantasy. If you like to grind in JRPGs, play this one because this is the one that just lets you go to town and uh, just do the grind. Now, you gotta be careful on what you grind, where you grind, and why you grind. You have to grind with a purpose in this game because this is the one where the enemies will scale to your level. And if
Yeah.
you over level, you will make the game harder for yourself.
That's true.
So you have to grind in a way that nets you more AP ability points than XP experience
Hmm.
points because
Yep.
you want to be getting the correct abilities for your GFs, not girlfriends, Grand Forces or Guardian Forces. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you gotta get abilities for your GFs, right? But you don't want your characters to level up. So um the only place I've really farmed so far is like the fish along the beach because those fish give you 6 ability points like per encounter, and it's always 2 fish that you fight, and that's where
Mhm.
I've done most of my grinding for ability points. And just whenever I get a new GF, not girlfriend, Guardian Force, um,
Yeah.
then I go there and I try and get them an ability and see how far I can get until I get bored basically. The
Hmm.
other
Yeah.
grind in this thing, there's 2 other grinds. One of the other grinds is for stocking your magic because
Hmm.
you can go to any of the enemies as soon as you get released onto the world, like as soon as you get to the world map. You can just go to like several different enemies and you can stock up on magic by encountering the enemy using the draw command and seeing what magic an enemy has, and then you can stock that magic from the enemy just by staying
Hmm.
inside the encounter with them, and you can stock up to 100 uses of a magic. Now you might think,
Yeah.
why would I need 100 uses of, I don't know, sleep? You can get 100 uses of sleep. Well,
Yeah.
you can use those to junction magic to your character to boost your character's stats. And so the way you get more powerful in this game is by junctioning your magic to different stats on your character per the junctionable magics that your guardian forces have unlocked in their abilities.
Yep.
So
It's real sicko stuff. Real sicko stuff.
it's so much fun. I love this game's systems. It's so much fun. Like
I knew
it
you would. I knew you
it's
would. I knew this was gonna
so
be.
systems based. It is if
Oh my
you are a
gosh.
sicko who loves a systems based or JRPG, play this. don't let the games like the guidance in the game, don't try and read that stuff. It's all malarkey. Like, it makes no sense. You just have to play with the systems to understand it. You
That's
will
so
not
funny.
understand this game if you try and read like the tutorials. It's just not going to happen.
Don't don't play the game to understand how to play it. Just don't do it.
No, you play the game to understand. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Play the game to
I
understand it.
know.
You need to mess
Okay,
with the
don't read it.
game.
Don't read
Don't
it.
read.
Yeah.
Don't read anything. Don't let them try and readify you, okay? Don't get read pilled, all right?
Redefine. Insane.
Um you,
Redefine.
you
You're
you
crazy.
just you just need to play with its systems, and then it starts to click and you're like, "Oh, this is actually really easy." You know,
Yeah.
and most of the time for getting stats, you can just auto junction. You just let it auto junction. It's pretty smart. Now, if you need a specific status effect on your weapon, or you need a specific element on your weapon, then you'll need to go in and you'll need to junction manually. Hey, I need thunder on my sword, or I need sleep on my sword because I'm fighting Balaam T Rex sword, right?
Mhm.
Famously weak to sleep. And so, um, yeah, so the game just gives you all these magics, gives you enemies to draw magic from. So you'll spend a lot of the time, if you're wanting to become powerful, just sitting in an encounter, drawing magic from it. Even boss encounters, if you have a way to keep yourself alive, it's a good idea to just draw magic from them, because usually they have higher tier magic than anything you can get at that point in the game. And so if you can keep yourself alive in a boss encounter, which I was a dum dum, and I had my guardian forces slotted in for all my commands instead of my items. So in like the first boss fight, I ended up losing Zell, and so I'm like, okay, well now I got to finish this boss fight. I can't keep drawing from this guy. Um, so don't be a dum dum like me. I think there's basically no reason to ever use your Guardian Force as like a summon. Like, I think that's like a terrible idea to use your Guardian Force as a summon. It takes forever to cast them, and that makes them vulnerable to damage, and so like they could potentially die. I don't know what happens when they die, but they could potentially die. And it just doesn't do enough damage for how long it takes to charge up. So you're usually best off just casting magic or attacking with your weapon, because attacking with weapons is very viable in this game. Not so much in Final
Mhm.
Fantasy VII, but in Final Fantasy VIII, this game, it makes it fairly viable to do a strength build, so it's kind of fun. But
Mhm.
the yeah, so that's the second grind, is for stocking. The first grind is for AP. Second grind is for stocking. You don't want to grind for XP because that hurts you in the long run, right? Okay. The third grind, triple triad. That will eat so much of your time. Because for one thing, it's fun. Triple triad is fun. I did not like it in Final
It is
Fantasy
fun.
XIV, but
Mhm.
in here, it's fun. They do not overcomplicate it here. Final Fantasy XIV overcomplicates triple triad to make it unfun. This game does not. It's just very simple. You just have number, and you have card with number, and you flip card with number. 9 has a card game as well. I still don't understand the mechanics of that thing. I've played that thing so many times, and it doesn't make sense. The 9 card game is really bad, but Triple Triad is really fun. Um,
Yeah.
but the major thing with Triple Triad and 8 is that one of your very first GFs, Guardian Forces, not girlfriends. Um,
It's
they
important that you say that. Yes. Yes. Yes.
they they have an ability you can get very easily called card mod,
Mhm.
and they also have the card ability. I'll get to in a second, but the card mod ability, what that does is it lets you take the cards you earn by playing triple triad matches and convert those cards into actual items that you can then use in the main game. And some of those things are way over leveled for what you have to what you have at the time. Like, you can get like
Mhm.
high tier magic at the very beginning of the game just by using the card mod system. It's very broken. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And I'm working on this right now. I haven't done this yet. But apparently, you can get Squall's ultimate weapon in Disc 1 by using the card mod system.
Oh, cool.
You can get his Lionheart weapon using the card mod. So I did the grind to get the hardest to get material, the energy crystals, which I need to convert to pulse ammo somehow. Haven't figured that out yet, but I'll eventually find a way to convert these energy crystals that I got by converting 20 of the same high tier monster card, this Illinois card. I had to farm for 20 of those. Took me like 5 hours, but I farmed for like
Hmm.
20 of those, and then converted them to energy crystals. So yeah, and then from there I'll go to pulse ammo. So then I just need to find like I think I need an adamantoise to get adamantium. I need to find one of those. And then I need like some dragon fangs that I kill from like these Grendel things. Um,
Hmm.
and then I think I needed something else. But anyways, yeah. So I got a little bit more work to do, but I'm going to get that Lionheart weapon in Disc 1 and become so overpowered. It's going to be so funny. And that's what I like about
That's cool.
8. It's like you can it's just this systems heavy thing you just break open right at the start, and that's just endlessly funny to me. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
it yeah, it's just and so yeah, that's kind of like the gameplay aspects of why I like this thing. The story's really good too. I like the story. I like the characters. This game is the prototype for modern Final Fantasy. I Every Final Fantasy game 10 forward is just a sequel to Final Fantasy VIII. Like the whole human cast is the template going forward of like like moody human people. That's like the template for um Final Fantasy games going forward. Like 9 was like the last one that had like the goofy mascotty characters like 7 did. Um so
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, and I like Squall as a character too. I think he's a cool character. I think I quite like
Hmm.
him as a character. But I haven't gotten too deep into the story of this one yet, so I don't know, if there's any sort of like um twists or any sort of like, backstories or build up or anything like that. So that's yet to be seen. I haven't seen a whole lot of that yet. It's mostly just been Squall brooding. Um
Yeah.
and
He's want to do that. Yeah.
Zell kind of just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and then Selfie just like I don't even think selfies were a thing back then, but if they were, she would be taking a selfie somewhere. So
Real. That's
yeah,
good. The Kingdom Hearts mentioned both Selfie and I think Selfie, but Leon's definitely in Kingdom Hearts 1. So
yeah, he is. Yep,
yeah, I think Selfie is as well. Maybe I'm wrong.
could be.
Yeah, I think she's in Destiny, or what is it, Destiny Island or whatever it's called. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think she is on that island. Yeah, along with like some of the Final Fantasy like
Tidus
10.
and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of 7, 8, and 10. There's not a lot of 9 in there.
No, no. Very
But which
weird
is a
that
bummer.
they yeah didn't
Yeah,
include that one. Very weird. But
just jumped it. Yeah.
the yeah, so eight's a pretty interesting game. It's such like you don't have to do all this grinding that I'm doing. I think I would be fine just playing it like, without the grinding, but I
Mhm.
think it's interesting to do this grind. Oh, and the last thing the last key puzzle piece that I figured out for becoming obscenely overpowered, if you so wish to. If you get the card ability as like your first ability for like one of the first Guardian Forces, Quetzalcoatl. Um,
Yeah.
you can, instead of killing enemies, you can turn them into cards. What that does is, instead of getting experience for the encounter, you only get AP for the encounter.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh. So if you want to go the pretty much the whole game without gaining experience and still get AP, you can do that.
Hmm.
It's a little bit
Hmm.
too tedious for me. I was doing it for a bit, and then I was like, I don't know about this whole killing every enemy with the card ability. So I stopped doing it. But yeah, I put two and two together with the card ability, and I'm like, oh, this seems really broken. You could really break this game open by just not leveling up and only fighting low level enemies while having access to the highest tiers of equipment and magic. So
Yeah. 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 Final
it's a
Fantasy
weird
VIII.
game. Yep.
Yeah, I've this is my second crack at it. I'm playing it on Switch, so I can kind of take it on the go.
Yeah.
I just got done with the Fire Cavern, so not that long. I was
Oh no, you're yeah.
way further in my PlayStation copy. I was about
Hmm.
12 hours in. I started playing with is it Laguna? I think it's Laguna.
Oh yeah, I haven't
So
even gotten that far yet. So
yeah, after the train is what I remember.
yeah,
So
I'm on the
I'm
train right now. So
pretty deep into Final Fantasy VIII on my PlayStation. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm
it
playing on my Switch again. So
yeah, you're a decent way into disc one probably. That's a 4 disc game, so that'll be pretty long, I think. But the yeah, it's a fun game. I like the setting. I really like the setting. I think that I really like how Fantasy Starry it is. And so I'm really digging that sort of like very, they really wanted to ground this one in like a sort of like techno future realism sort of
yeah,
angle. Like they wanted as
mhm,
much realism as possible from a Final Fantasy in this thing. And
yep,
yeah, that's
yep,
kind of just the template that they went with after 9. They wanted everything to just be super realism, super pushing on, the graphics. And so that, like, this game, even though this game didn't do too well, it really decided the direction of Final Fantasy moving forward.
yeah, yeah. Final Fantasy VIII. The people that like it really like it. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I've heard people who really like this thing, and I can see why now.
Ben Starr, who voiced Clive in Final Fantasy 16, 8 is his favorite game. So
Yeah.
um, you should play 16 as well. 16 is good.
I'll get around to
Yeah,
it
Final Fantasy 8. Yeah,
after I
eventually
play
it's
uh after I play 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15, then I'll play 16.
oh, you're gonna do it in order? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's good. I just jump around because I don't care that much. But yeah, I totally get playing beginning to end. So yeah, there's some Final Fantasy for you. Couple little things here that I've got. Rift of the Necrodancer. Have you ever heard of this game, Rift of the Necrodancer?
Yeah, it's the
Um,
sequel to Crypt of the Necrodancer. Yeah, it seems like an
kind
okay
of.
rhythm game.
It's a
It's like a 3 or
I
4
wouldn't say
button.
sequel. It's a 3 button rhythm game.
Yeah.
It is not a dungeon crawling
No.
thing. Um, it's just a rhythm game, with the trappings of Rift of the Necrodancer and the great music. And there's a lot of like indie collabs in here, and
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of Hatsune Miku music in here too.
Yep.
So um, it seems like something you would really like. I know that. So it's yeah. So they give you a 3-step tutorial at the outset here, and it's kind of got the note highway, just like a Guitar Hero would, a
Yep.
whatever, those sorts of games. But the notes, they're basically enemies, and heading direction left, up, or right will attack the enemy. Basically, very Crypt of the Necrodancer like, where
Yep.
you jump into the enemy to kill them. And so yeah, it gets really complex because like there's a bunch of different enemies that move on you, and there's different colors of each enemy. So each governs a hit basically. So like one, two, three colors. The third hardest color, like a orange slime, will take 3 hits
Mhm.
compared to a lowly green slime will take one, and a blue will take two. Um, but as you kind of combo these things together, you really got to keep on your toes to perfect these charts. And yeah, it was more engaging than I thought it would be. It was really complex. Like there's this like bat enemy that as you hit them, basically like you'll hit them, and the arrow that it kind of runs into, it'll move that way. So like if you hit it on the right, it'll move right. So if it's on the very far right, it'll go all the way to your left, so it will jump all the way to the other side of the screen. And it gets really complex when you're doing 3 or 4 enemies at a time like that, all with different inputs. You have to be kind of really twitch accurate on this stuff. That's why I think you would really like it. You're rhythm game pilled. You love rhythm games. This seems like a very very good one of those. I was actually inspired to play this because of the games done quick weeks. The last one they did, was it Summer Games Done Quick? Um, they played this, and I saw them do the impossible charts and stuff, and it was really cool. And they had it on sale on Switch for like $3. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up. Why not? So, yeah, not much to say, but Rift of the Necrodancer. I played a lot more of it than I thought I would. I played about an hour of it. Just I was really wanting to check it out. I don't really even like Crypt of the Necrodancer. The music is banging, but it's hard to play that game. That game is pretty punishing. You have to
That
kind
game
of be
is
on it.
really punishing. I've played around with it on and off since release of that original one because I liked the idea of it. Um,
Yeah.
I went back to it for the Hatsune Miku DLC they did for that Crypt of the Necrodancer. Um, I never got around to the Zelda DLC on the Switch, but I heard people liked that one.
Well, they made a whole game.
Yeah,
Brace for it or whatever. The developer that made these
was it a
games,
game? I thought it
they
was just a DLC on on the Switch
no
version. Okay,
Cadence of Hyrule is an entire game.
okay,
In the Crypt of the Necrodancer style, which Nintendo doesn't do very often. They don't just give their games to any indie game
yeah,
studio. So I wonder if they like pitch them
they
on that
had to
stuff.
have, yeah.
So that's what
Um,
I think. So and they just gave them the license. But
the but yeah, it was also that Hatsune Miku DLC came out after like they had the multiplayer DLC come out, or
ah,
not DLC but like multiplayer like update. So I was playing it with some friends, and we were having fun with it. Um, but it was definitely really tough, you know, even on multiplayer. It was tough. So
yeah, you have to make a lot of split-second decisions in that
hmm
game, and then Rift of the Necrodancer. Rift of the Necrodancer is way more straightforward for
yeah,
sure. Um, but it's I like the flavor of it. It's a really cool game. So it seems pretty limited, but it's very complex for what
yeah.
it is. They do a lot with the mechanics. So
The
um,
the
yeah,
Miku character on Crypt of the Necrodancer was also like because all the characters had different like stats and stuff.
yeah.
I remember the Miku character specifically had a thing that rewarded you for like doing the rhythm stuff perfectly and hurt you for not doing the rhythm stuff perfectly. So that character made it
Ooh,
like harder to not to mess up the rhythm game. Like I think you would actively take damage if you did not do the rhythm game perfectly with Miku.
oh boy, oh
Mm-hmm.
boy. Yeah, it's already hard enough, like just with
Mm-hmm.
regular cadence.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
tough playing as Miku. I remember. So
Mhm. I've always that's one of those indie games I've always wanted to be like really into, and it's never hooked me because I think the music in it's so good. Danny Baranowski
mm,
did the music for it. He's one of these indie game like musical savants. He did Super Meat Boy as well, which has an amazing soundtrack. But it's only on the 360 version of that game, which is a huge bummer. I think it's for some licensing issues they had with it, but yeah, soundtrack's banging. It's really good. All the indie collab stuff seems really good with like Miku and all that stuff from what I've seen. Because they have some free tracks, but they also have some paid DLC for Rift of the Necrodancer. But
yeah.
yeah, I'll probably be just play this off and on. I like playing a rhythm game casually, so I don't know how deep I'll get into it, but I just want to kind of clear the charts at whatever difficulty level I want and go from there. I recommend you pick it up. It's really cheap right now, so that's a really good one. Um,
Yeah, I'll think
and then
about it.
yeah, my next thing is a newer game, a game that I finally got my hands on. Um, it's kind of touch and go there a little bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to get some ample time with it until the podcast, but I was able to play about an hour of it today. Star Wars Zero Company. Not a terrible lot to say about this thing. Only put about an hour into it, like I mentioned. But it's basically Star Wars XCOM. Like I think it's pretty simple. Like if you've played XCOM, XCOM 2, it's from former people that made those games, former developers on when they were at Firaxis, they made the XCOM games and they left to make their own studio, Bitractor. And this is being co-developed jointly with Respawn, who does the Jedi Survivor, Jedi games, and a Titanfall, all that stuff. So it's a co-development sort of thing. And I gotta say, it's just really, really solid, at least from the outset. Um, it's kind of in the perfect era. It's that episode 3 era, but they're kind of on the outskirts of that stuff. So it's like right in the thick of it, of the war and all that stuff. And but it seems like they're doing their own separate thing. You kind of you created your own character named Hawks. You can't change his last name. You can change their first name, and you're basically this like old washed out man or female, whatever you want to do, and you like lead this like sort of small band of mercenaries, and turn-based hijinks ensue. There's like some like Star Wars East stories here. Like the main villain is I think was made just for this game, so like it's kind of got nothing to do with any Sith or anything like that. And that's cool. It feels novel. I like it when the you get to find out about the people in the galaxy that are just kind of scraping by. That's kind of the best parts of Star Wars for me personally.
Yeah.
Jedi are really cool. I really like me some Jedi for sure. And there is a Jedi in this game. There's a it's like a robotic Jedi, which is pretty cool. But the strength of Star Wars is always the bit players, I think, in my opinion. Um, and this kind of captures that Rogue One energy that I really like. Very Andor like. Um, it's got very high production values. Disney put
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of money into this game. It's just a really really great presenting thing.
This
The
thing's
presentation is
very,
just off the charts.
yeah, it's very XCOM looking.
Yes. And it makes sense because the people that made those games made this,
Oh,
and
okay.
it you do your thing. Like there's Overwatch in here. There's percentages. Like you can miss a 90% shot. That's just how XCOM is, and I really like that. There's permadeath here, like in Fire Emblem. Um, you would love this game, Noah. This is a game for you, 100%. This is a Fire Emblem Three Houses, very similar to that. Um, like
But
very
it
similar in
doesn't
terms of
have my
execution.
grid. It doesn't have my grid. It
That's okay. It's a
doesn't
little
have my
bit more
weapon
free form.
triangle. No weapon triangle.
It's I know. It's more free form though. I really
Yeah.
like that. But it's got the hallmarks of like the permadeath stuff, and
Yeah.
it's got stuff I like. It's got the Mass Effect like companion stuff. Like there's bespoke characters that they wrote for this game, and you can like build relationships with them, and they can work with other teammates and build their relationships. It's super cool. It's way more robust than I thought it would be. It's kind of a huge surprise for me. So like I knew it was coming out, I knew all about it, I knew what was going on. I pre-ordered it obviously. Um, but playing it, you're just like, man, there's a lot of customization in here. There's a lot of high production values and really good story and voice. It's just a really, really, really solid game. Um, it's doing really well critically as well. I think it's last time I saw it was at an 87, which is really high from on Metacritic. It scored higher than those Jedi games. I know that, and it's doing really well on Steam. I saw 70,000 concurrents playing it today, so that's really good for a strategy game on Steam, let alone Star Wars. So I can't recommend it enough. I think you would really get a lot out of it. You like Star Wars just like me. It's got enough of that stuff like Fire Emblem in there and all that. Um, I think it's super great. I think it's awesome. I will see it through for sure. I would be shocked if I didn't. This is a game made for me, like tailor made for me. You can even customize all your squad mates and all that stuff, and it's just there's a lot here. It's great. The voice acting, I will say in particular is very, very good. I did notice on a little bit of a more negative side, there are some hitches here and there. It came in maybe a little hot. There's some texture pop in here and there. Might be the engine they're using. I'm not sure. I expect it'll be buffed out. The game feels pretty rock solid. Other than that, um, I'm playing in quality mode on PS5, but 30 frames, and it just looks fantastic. Great looking game. I wanted it to look nicer. I didn't need to play in 60. It's a turn-based game. You don't have to have fast reaction time for that. So I'm like, yeah, I'll see the visuals. I hate to make the compromise, but I'll see the visuals, you know. It just looks really sharp. It's a really sharp looking game. Um, yeah, I really like it. It's going to be something I continue to play. I hear it's pretty robust. It's like a 30 to 40 hour game. So exciting stuff. I love Star Wars and I love Star Wars video games. Star Wars video games have been so good lately. I don't think enough people are talking about it. Like the Jedi games are awesome. Uh Star Wars Outlaws was really good. People do not talk about that game enough. And now this, and there's more coming. So yeah, if they just stay at this quality level, we'll be set. But it's EA. Unfortunately, there's Saudi interest on there now, so we'll see if we can even get one of these things ever again. We'll see. I don't know what they're interested in, but from the old regime, this is a great one of those for sure. Yeah, so a couple things in the Splatoon realm, Noah, that you and I
Mhm.
have been kind of checking out here and there. First off, let me know about the Splatfest stuff you got up to before we kind of wrap up our time on the main thrust of Raiders.
Yeah, I played a bit of um the Splatoon 3 with a couple friends, and did some online matches for the Splatfest that they just had this last weekend, and yeah, it was fun. That game's still fun. I was just, tearing it up with the undercover umbrella. So fun weapon. It's a kind of a shotgun type weapon, but it's got like an umbrella shield to shield your character from ink. So you get a couple of if you're facing off one on one against an enemy, you've got a shield that kind of protects you for a couple of shots. So it's pretty fun. And Yeah, it's still a pretty good game. Um, but I'm not huge on PvP type things, so I
Yeah,
had some
right.
fun with it. Tore up some lobbies, but it's just not really something that I'm gonna play all the time. So
Yeah, yeah. I started like I mentioned a couple podcasts ago. I started Splatoon 3, the campaign stuff because I had come off of Splatoon 2 and the Octo expansion and really like that stuff, especially Octo. The campaign for 2 was pretty good too. Um, and yeah, I played a little bit of multiplayer as well, but I just couldn't get to the Splatfest. But yeah, if you're just kind of like mixed on it, then maybe I was good. I don't know.
I mean, more the merrier for that thing. But I wouldn't say I
Yeah,
was mixed on it. I was having fun with it, but
you're having
I
fun.
also
Okay,
just
okay.
don't
I don't.
play a lot of multiplayer stuff in general.
Yeah, right, right, for sure.
So
Yeah. I mean, we have been playing a lot of other multiplayer for Splatoon. I mean, we all ganged up, four of us, and beat Splatoon Raiders. I mean, the main
yeah.
campaign
Well,
stuff, and
that's not like a PvP thing though. That's a PvE experience, and that's
yeah,
what
right.
makes
But
them
I'm
fun.
saying,
Yeah,
as far as multiplayer experiences go, I prefer that stuff, and that's just what we've done more of that than played Splatoon 3 recently. Like it's
yeah,
been Raiders pretty much nonstop in
yeah,
terms of group session gaming, right? Like all four of
yeah,
us got in there and uh and beat
yeah.
Splatoon Raiders.
That's a great game to play with a group.
Yeah, it really is.
It's you can pretty much play that whole thing with a group from beginning to end if you want to, and
I did. Yeah, that's how I
the
played it.
game that's how I played it too, and the game will scale the client side lobby for any players who are over leveled for an encounter. So you're always getting an encounter that's tailor fit to your level, and your damage will be equivalent to the damage of a player lower or higher level than you. in any lobby. It's really cool how they do that. So you just can play, and it doesn't matter if one person plays more than another player because you can all just contribute the same damage to the encounters. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's I think the boss fights are a real standout in that game,
yeah,
especially the last one. It's very, very
yep,
epic. The ride that we went on to beat that boss was really awesome. It's
yep,
something I will look fondly back on when we wrap up the year in February. I think I just think it's one of the best games I played this year. That's for dang
yeah.
sure. I mean, it's not number one or anything, but it's definitely will on my top
It
10. That's
it's
absolutely
also
true.
one of those things where even though you've completed the story mode,
Yeah.
there's it's one of those replayable things. Like you can just go in and you can do the looter shooter thing. You can keep getting
Yep.
more powerful loot. You can keep fighting more powerful mobs, more powerful dungeons. There's still a lot more content to that thing even after the credits roll. So we'll
Yep.
probably end up going back to it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
that's kind of the goal, and doing more
Yep.
with it. So
I definitely intend to. I'd like to beat it with the other disciplines, the other power tactics, whatever. I don't love those play styles, but if we're running through it again, why would I use the same thing? You know what I mean? So um, I would be interested in that. And when you finish that game, there's like a robust sort of end game from what I've seen.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm
Um,
talking about. Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Like they open up some new kind of like higher level islands and stuff
yep,
like that, and there's plenty of stuff that you can replay, and it's yeah, it's just it's really kind of out of step for Nintendo to like pull off this like type of game. Like they haven't really ever done something like this. Um, and I
yeah,
think they did a really good job. I think they would do a really good job. It feels like this is a project led by a really exciting young team. You
yep,
know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me. And
yeah.
I
They
feel like Splatoon is the testing ground for Nintendo for their other games. Like, we can kind of take some risks with this thing because you're sure it's beloved, but it's not like they don't think of it as like their Zelda or Mario or anything like that. They can be more experimental
I
with it,
mean,
I think.
yeah, I would say the Splatoon is one of like Nintendo's big like
It is.
franchises. Like
Yeah. It definitely is.
Nintendo
Yeah.
puts this on the same like they'll put this on the same like posters and things as like a Mario, as like a Zelda.
They
Um,
will. Yeah.
so it is one of the
I
big Nintendo things. But
and that's not necessarily what I'm saying. Like it is a big thing. I understand. Like people love this franchise. I love this franchise, but
yeah,
like what I mean is specifically that this you it feels like this is more a amorphous of a IP. They could do a lot more
yeah,
with these world and the characters than they can with the rigidity of a Mario or a Zelda kind of experiments. But it's really like their big stuff. They don't flip around too much. Like they stay in a certain comfort zone with those games a little bit.
yeah,
That I feel like in Splatoon, they're like, we can cut loose just slightly more. There's more freedom there.
yeah.
It feels like
Like
that.
the franchises, right? That Nintendo owns, like wholesale
Yeah.
owns, nobody else involved. Those are like the big, the ones that we're talking about here, right? And those
Yeah,
would
basically.
be like Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
Pikmin, and Splatoon. Those are it. Like
Mhm.
those are the big five for Nintendo.
Yeah. Pretty
Um,
much. Yeah, pretty
because
much.
like they own Star Fox, they own Metroid, but those games just those aren't their poster children. I don't think even with the big Star Fox push they've had recently, I don't think Star Fox is going to be a poster child for Nintendo anytime soon. I just don't.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I mean, not
Pikmin
quite yet,
Pikmin don't
but yeah,
sell that well, but Miyamoto really likes Pikmin, and so that is why they are poster children for Nintendo. It's because Miyamoto likes Pikmin. Like
there will
full
be a
stop.
Pikmin 5 for sure. There
When
absolutely will be.
Miyamoto is inevitably out of the picture, Pikmin will probably quietly disappear. If I was a betting man, that's what I would bet. So
Yeah. I mean, if it didn't sell well on the Switch, I don't know what it would sell well
no,
on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I really like Splatoon Raiders. I think the biggest positive is the build crafting. I think it's so there's so diverse your options.
Yeah.
Like there's so much you can do, all the perks you can get. There's just so many different fun ways to play.
Yep.
Um, but at its core, the shooting and the movement just feels good. It's sped up from the other games that they've put out, and I like that it's PVE focused and not PvP. FromSoft take lessons from freaking Nintendo, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a dumb pedantic thing to do, but yeah, I think Splatoon Raiders is definitely one of the best Switch 2 games for sure. You have to be getting this game with your Switch. I think it's kind of at
Yeah.
that point for me.
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
can play it
Switch
all by
2
yourself too.
releases.
Like it's however you want to interact with it. It will always deliver on a good time. I think.
Yeah.
So
I think the more people you have, the more fun it is. That's just kind of how games work. But
very true. Very true. Yeah.
it's still plenty of content that would be fun in single player. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's really great. I expect we will return to it very soon. That's just my feeling. So
hmm
I'm definitely open to it. That's for dang sure. So um, yeah, I have some stuff, but they're mostly mentions. Nothing crazy. And then I want to hear about the new game you've been playing. So we'll kind of get to it. Um, I went back to some backlog stuff. I've been trying to complete some things. I mentioned on previous two podcasts, DK Bonanza, the championship stuff or the challenge stuff I did. I'm done with that. Finished it. It was great. It's really hard. It was so hard to get the boss rush done with no skills and all that stuff, and then the final rehearsal with no skills. It was extremely hard to do, but it was so fun, so rewarding. I'm really glad I did it that way. That's just a. I will push back on you a little bit. I really like completing that game. I'm doing that currently right now. I understand why you could burn yourself out, and there's a lot of collectibles and stuff, but I just get so much joy out of just playing the thing, and I've been pacing myself. I just think it's awesome. It's no Mario Odyssey, it's really not. But I it doesn't make me dislike the game. I really just am like I will be sad when I can't get any more stuff. I think I will be.
I was
But I
not.
also haven't played it all in a very concentrated period like you did. You know what I mean? So um, yeah, I mean this has been a year since I've really gone back to it. So um, yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm just kind of going through every area and getting all the stuff and the fossils and the nanners and all that. I'm deciding if I want to get the records because I have a suit for Pauline that
The
will
records are
let
pretty
records
easy to
spawn.
farm. There's like a place you can farm them, like a mini game.
Okay, okay, I might do that
Or
then
yeah.
because I have over half. It might be easier to just
hmm
do. Um, I probably will just do it that
Yeah.
way. But yeah, so the rehearsals, I guess, do you aren't there albums specific to the rehearsals that you have to get with the balloons? I thought that was the case. Maybe not. Maybe you can't
There
remember.
is, yeah, there's specific
Okay, so I'll have
ones
to do those.
as well. Yep.
Okay, I think I did get all the ones in the rehearsals except for the final because I was doing it with no skills. I'll probably go back into that
hmm
and do it with skills this time, so
Yep.
it's just I could just get it. So yeah, it was really hard doing that with like 3 hearts. It was insane. It was really insane. Um, but you just have to be careful with your banana juice and stuff, and yeah, it's totally
Mm.
fine. But yeah, I'm almost done with that. I'm getting I have like 3 or 4 layers to get all the stuff in, and then I'll be completed with it. And I'm debating on whether to touch the DLC, the speedrun DLC. Just to I've never even ran a run of that, and I bought it. And I'm like, why did I do this? But I don't know. I just wanted to have all the thing.
Yeah.
Donkey likes it. He loves that stuff. So whatever. But
Yeah. If that's like your thing, is like playing that game, speedrunning it, then yeah, that speedrun DLC is for you. But I'm done with that game. I'm not gonna bother getting that speedrun DLC. I'm all good.
yeah, that's fine. It's a fun extra mode. I think it's too pricey for what they were asking for it, but I'm a sucker. I did it. So yeah, I'm working on that. I platinum Spider-Man 2. I was actually really close to that. I didn't think I would be. We talked about it in the Game of the Year retrospective thing that we did, the 2023 Game of the Year stuff. Spider-Man 2 was on that list. I think it was my number 7 or 8. Pretty sure it was number 8. And I was like, you know what? I have a hankering to play this. Wolverine's coming out. I've been watching X-Men movies. Like, I kind of want to just do some Marvel stuff, and I did. I got all the trophies in Spider-Man 2. It was just some like little stuff on the map I had to do, just little collectibles or whatever. It was super easy to clean up. It was like 4 or 5 hours, and it was great. I just threw on Spotify and just played, and it was very relaxing. I just the act of swinging in that game is just so good. I it's kind of my happy place, my gaming happy place is the Spider-Man games. Um, I've beaten Spider-Man 1 countless times and Miles Morales a few times, and then this. So I've only beaten this once though. There is a trophy to beat this on New Game Plus. So after I got the platinum, but then there's a added trophy for beating on New Game Plus. So I'll go back and do that eventually. But great game. I'm glad I got all the stuff in it. It's extreme. Those PlayStation trophies are really easy to get. Like for their big games, like their God of Wars, whatever, they make the platinums pretty attainable. So this one was not too hard at all, really. A little bit of Cyberpunk 2077. I'm still doing all the gigs. That game is really big and there's a lot of stuff to do, but just another mention that I'm playing it. And then Donut County with the little one. So my wife is actually playing Donut County as well, which is really funny. Um, I think she was playing it on my iPad or something. I'm like, I don't even remember buying that game on iPad, but whatever. Maybe it was cheap. Um, that game benefits with you touching it because Donut County, you play as like a little hole and you eat stuff, like things fall into it,
Oh,
which is
okay.
really fun. It's really easy sort of game to play, and it might be better for my kid to play it that way because we played it on I think it was Switch, and she was getting frustrated by the controller,
Yeah.
because doesn't have that fine motor control yet. I mean, she's still getting there, but she gets frustrated easy. So maybe the iPad's the way to go for her to really get her head around it. But I I cringe to hand her an iPad though. I don't want to be those parents like, here you
Here
go. I
you
don't want to
go,
have an iPad
iPad.
kid. Yeah. And I notice when we are very strict about screens and stuff, she's a lot better. So maybe I won't do that quite yet. But yeah, we played a little bit Donut County too. So that was interesting, but it was very fun. I like to see her. She comes up to me and says, "Daddy, can I play Donkey Kong?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a little complex for you, honey bun." And she's like, "Huh?" So I usually put on Mario 64, and she just runs around and she
Yeah,
likes that. So
Mario 64 is a good
yeah,
one.
just
Yep.
it's a good one to just get your head around and moving a camera and
Yeah.
running around and all
That's
that
what that
stuff.
thing was designed for, was to get people's head around moving in a 3D space. So that's the
Fun
textbook
facts,
for
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
That and Bubsy 3D. Those are the textbook for moving in a 3D
All
space.
right, all right, all
Except
right.
I
Calm
think if
down.
your kid played like Bubsy 3D, I think her brain would just like explode, because like my brain gets to the point where it's almost like blowing up when I play Bubsy 3D, because that game is like, there's so many noises that go on in that thing and so many colors in that thing. It's insane. The
Oh my
game is
gosh,
insane.
it's just torture. It's just like government torture.
Yeah,
People
it's like
put
that's
it,
what MK
yeah,
Ultra looks like, by the way. Like if you want to know what MK Ultra looks like, spoilers,
insane,
it's Bubsy 3D. That was what they were
insane,
showing to people for MK Ultra. Yep. You heard it here
brutal. That's
first. This
brutal.
is this is the I'm the whistleblower. I'm blowing the whistle on this whole thing. That's how it happened.
He's a Snowden. Jail him now. Seize him. That's such a good term. Seize him. What a
Seize
term.
him.
White
Yeah, that's good.
white
That's good.
people had never had it better than when they said seize him
That's
on a
true.
regular
Yeah.
basis.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, if anyone else, any other nationalities want to co-opt that, great. But that was ours first. Seize
Yeah,
him was a
yeah,
white
seize
people
him.
thing.
Yeah, that's what we're known
Seize
for.
him.
We're known for seizing
Yeah.
people. That's our culture. Our culture is seizing
Hey,
people. So
you said it, not me. You said it, not me. Um,
yeah.
Speaking of seizing things, no, you seized the day. You played a big walk. You played the big walk, or just big walk, right? It's just big walk.
I think it's just
Um,
Big Walk. Yeah,
yeah, it's big walk. I own this game as well. We'll have to play it sometime. But
yeah.
how did you find it? How did you find big walk?
It's fun. It's you just it's a shoot the shit sort of game. You just run around, you do puzzles, and you just mess around in this physics engine, while trying to do these very co-op puzzles, very make you think a little bit puzzles with friends, and you got to coordinate with them. You gotta get a little handsy with them. You gotta get a little frustrated sometimes.
Oh, a little handsy with them.
Yeah,
Seize him, shall we say? Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
exactly.
Bringing it full circle.
Um, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You just you want to stick together because the game gets really boring really quick when you're by yourself and you can't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Um, so
Right.
you got to keep your lines of communication with you at all times if you are splitting off from the rest of the group. But because yeah, otherwise it can just get really boring. But yeah, it's a fun little thing. You know, the gameplay is interesting, but really, your experience with it is gonna be measured in do you have a group of people to play with? Because this game wouldn't really be that fun with randoms. Like you could do it with like randoms by like looking for a group, because there's no like random matchmaking or anything. So like you would have to find a group of randoms, but
Right. Yeah.
you could do it with the randoms, but it's more fun, to be playing with your buddy and like you're on like a if you're on like a I don't know, like one of those ski lifts and you pick them up and throw them off the ski lift into the abyss. That's funny. That's really
Yeah.
funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah. I may or may not have done that because it was funny.
Oh, who could say? Who could say?
But
That's pretty good.
yeah, it's just stuff like that, little interactions like that where you just mess with people and you know do stupid stuff and solve puzzles in weird ways. I was figuring out this glitch to where if you get like one of the ball objects, and then there's like some of the puzzles have like these little windows that are supposed to be like one-way windows that you can't go through, but you can put objects through. But I was able to
Yeah.
like use the ball to like glitch my character through the window to do puzzles like either by myself or like with one other person instead of needing like the whole like group to do the puzzles. And my friends were like, "How are you even doing that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my speedrunner trick that I'm using."
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I
the
was
next
doing
trick.
that, and the other
Leave
trick
the
I was
party.
using with the ball was I was sort of kind of unsuccessfully glitching my way up some of like the mountains and hills by
Oh yeah.
like mashing crouch and like going like slowly up these little hills. And I was like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll handle this with my speedrunner trick."
That's pretty good. That's pretty
But
good. I saw a very good clip. I mentioned Giant Bomb all the time, but they had a very good clip where everyone was sitting in folding chairs, and you can grab stuff with your hands, right? So
yep, yep.
you they grabbed the chair in front of them, and then they sat in a chair, and then they stacked people 5 high, I think, doing that. And so they held them up and chucked them off a cliff. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I need to find that clip for you. It's very good.
Funny.
Yeah, it's just full of stuff like that. It sounds like so. Hey, maybe this weekend we play a little bit of that. I think I would be into that. If you're interested.
Well, I won't be around this weekend, but maybe the
Oh,
following
that's
weekend.
right.
So
Maybe the following. Maybe the following. Yeah,
okay.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll find a time to do it. I want to check it out. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's I've heard but nothing but good stuff about that. You said this game might not be good enough for randos or anything. Um,
No.
turns out a lot of people finding groups with randos and making really good sessions out of it
There are a lot of
on the
people looking
Discord or
for
the Reddit or
sessions.
something. So
Yeah.
a lot of
There's
people that have gotten along, it sounds like, is that's what I'm hearing. So
okay.
yeah,
That's good.
it's good stuff there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that a lot. So um, yeah, big walk. I've everything I've seen in this game, I've been interested in, and I've only watched it purely.
The
I haven't played it
most
yet.
comparable thing for this game is probably Peak. And this game
Yeah,
is
yeah,
way
things like
better
that.
than Peak. I like this game way better. So
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. It's interesting. Peak hasn't come out everywhere else. It's just on PC, but this was kind of it dropped day and date everywhere. But maybe Peak does eventually. Maybe they don't have to. It was kind of big on PC already. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, it's a big walk. That's great. Close out the game block. I have a couple little things. The game I've actually been playing the most of this week is Blood Dungeon. Blood Dungeon is from Messhoff. Messhoff made Nidhogg 1 and 2,
Oh, okay.
which I the most humiliating thing Noah's ever done to me, everyone.
Here we go again.
He's gonna roll his eyes.
Here we go.
He
Again. I
beat
don't
me
even remember
one-handed
this, so
playing Nidhogg.
I don't even
He
remember
beat me
doing this.
one-handed playing Nidhogg at my bachelor party. So there's that.
Don't even remember
And
doing this.
never forgave him. Never.
I don't
Anyway,
even remember this, so like I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but I just don't remember.
he's Don Drapering me. He says I don't think about you at all. That's
Yeah, yeah.
um
I'm like Thanos. I'm like, who are you? Like
uh,
I
I
don't
don't
even know
even
who
know
you
who
are.
you are.
Yeah,
Brutal. That's brutal.
yeah,
Can you believe he did me like that?
yeah.
Anyway, Mess Off, they made Nidhogg, great game. That's one of the great pick up and play games. It just feels natural. Everyone
Yeah.
just plays it. Nidhogg 2 is good, not as good because it's more weapon specific, but Nidhogg 1, that's that pure uncut Colombian stuff. That's good. But Mess Off's newest game, Blood Dungeon, it's an ass game, Noah. It's a auto-scrolling shooter, except it's not. It's way better than those. It's the hey, we run around and we pick upgrades and shoot
Okay.
things. It's way better
You
though
had my
because
hope up when you said ass game. Like I thought this was like like a near
this is
type
an ass game.
thing, like a stellar blade type thing. But no, it's not that
Yeah,
type
I
of.
hate to disappoint. Well, it's a crotch and boobies game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have black bars in front of them, and
Is it
there's a
like
character called
Nidhogg
Skidjet.
graphics?
Kind of, yeah, very
Yeah,
crunchy
yeah,
looking thing. It's
yeah,
pretty rudimentary.
yep,
Yeah, just you look up Blood Dungeon. It's kind of interesting.
yeah.
But you play this. There's a bunch of like characters you can pick, and you get characters for beating runs and stuff. But there's this character Skinja who runs around uh, on their hands, and they're like upside down, and their legs are up in the air, and they have black bars on their crotch area, and then tatas we'll say, and it's pretty humorous because that when they run they like basically do cartwheels, which is really funny. um but yeah, this is
This
like
thing
a
looks really ugly.
it's not great looking, but it plays so well. I love it. It was like $8 on Switch. I've been just playing it nonstop. It's so much fun. It looks awful, and I kind of love that about it. Um, it feels like they had an idea for the game. They're like, I don't know, let's make it in a weekend. Like, I know it wasn't
Yeah.
that, but like, in terms of the visual style, there's something very game jammy
You know
about
what
it.
this looks
But
like?
it just, oh, what's
This
that?
looks like the type of like video games you'd see in like a Simpsons episode in the background or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, but it plays so well. Like the platforming is just crisp. And you can kind of hold on to any surface. Like when you jump up and you're like, there's like a ceiling above you or something as a platform, you can like hold on to it and run, or you can, as you slide down a wall, you can like run up and down it and stuff. So any surface you can cling to, you can kind of move across on. There's like chain links that kind of separate two platforms. You could run across those or hang down. It's like Nidhogg in that way, where like the ambulatory nature of it, it's like second nature once you really get what they're going for. Super easy to control, and it just works. It just works. It's super fun. It's like a Vampire Survivors
Yeah, I was
where
just
you
about
get
to say
upgrades and all
it's a
that.
Vampire Survivors. Yep. That's exactly
But
what this thing is.
the thing I don't like about those ass games is I don't like the movement. Like you're just walking around,
Huh.
picking up upgrades, killing, getting XP. It's not interesting. Like I don't care about getting all the upgrades. I want to play a fun game. Like that game is kind of like I don't know, it's almost passive at some point. Like I don't really like that. The thing that they changed about this for Blood Dungeon is that you're actively platforming, and it's really fun. It's I've never seen an ass game kind of do that. Um
This
and
seems very
it's
new.
the best one of these I've played. It's really good. It's really good. Like um just like appearances aren't everything. I will say this thing plays so sublimely. It's dirt cheap. If you're gonna play any of these ass games, play this one. It's so much fun. I cannot stop playing it. It might be the most fun I've played. Like of any video game, it's the most fun I've had. Like purely playing a video game this year. I kind of judge games on like different things, like totality of it. This is the best thing I've ever played. This is the worst thing, whatever. This is the most fun, straight fun I've had. Like I love playing this game. It's so fun. It's like I don't know. It feels like a quick and dirty video game. Like just like bing bang boom. This is a video game that's fun to play. It's really good. Blood Dungeon's awesome, awesome game. Messhoff, they keep doing it. They're doing it over there. Um, so yeah, there's that. That's on Switch and PC. I recommend everybody get that. It's so cheap. I'll buy it for you, listeners. Everyone hit me up. I'll buy you Blood Dungeon. Um, I've been doing that, and then I checked out the remaster of Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots. They got it out of PS3 hell. It is no longer there. It is on a Switch 2 even, which is kind of wild.
It's on everything now, pretty much. Yeah.
Playing this thing on new-ish hardware, like current hardware, is mind-blowing because I have the context of playing it on a PS3 this year. Holy crap. Like it ran at like
Is that
13
not
frames a
the way to play
second.
it?
No.
Oh,
Do not play that game that way. No,
okay.
don't do it.
Okay.
Like you will
I
regret
own
it.
that game for PS3, but
It is such a detriment because that game is amazing. Like it's a GTA 4 situation for me, which is kind of funny. Coincidentally, they came out the same year. I think even a few months away from each other. But I really love GTA 4. It plays kind of like crap because of the technological standards of the day or whatever. It's held back by its hardware. And same thing for Metal Gear Solid 4 for the PS3 for years. It's an amazing game full of awesome ideas, and it's hamstrung by where it was at. The sub processor could not do it. I have a PS3 fat backwards compatible
oh, that
hardware one.
yeah, if you have
That thing was taken off, brother. Holy
yeah,
cow.
I'm surprised that thing even would be able to run that thing at this point.
Yeah. It's kind of a marvel. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I've got a
awesome. I play all
Slim,
my
so it might run it a little bit better, but
they did there's different emulation in those PS3s where the base the launch it's a launch PS3.
yeah.
The launch PS3s were hardware emulation, and then the later ones were software emulation. The hardware
For software
for the
emulation for
PS3
what?
for PS1 and 2.
I think the
It was
I think the PS3 Slim still has hardware emulation for the PS1, but they took out the PS2 emulation in that one.
the basically the launch one has both, it has everything.
Yes. Yep.
Any further iteration is less good. You want the one with 4 USB ports, the USB
I
you
wouldn't
want
say
those, and
it's
then the
less
fat.
good. I mean, those launch ones have a lot of issues.
Well, no, they do. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I think it's if you want to play the old stuff and PS3 games, it's like the total package.
If you want
The
all in one,
emulation is
yeah.
better,
Yeah.
and if it runs well, whatever, But it's really handy. If I want to play a PS1 game, I just put it in there. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome, and it runs well and all that stuff. And PS2 games, same way.
Yeah.
I was playing Xenosaga on there. That's how I was playing that. Um, but yeah, again, back to my point. Metal Gear Solid 4, playing it on a PS5 is eye-opening because it just runs so well. Like they did a lot of work to this thing. Um, but it keeps that flavor intact. The flavor of Metal Gear Solid 4 is intact. Like all the weird iPod stuff is here, and all the interesting weird trophies that were like era specific, and but they took out all the multiplayer ones because those are once multiplayer trophies sort of thing. So it's really an interesting time capsule of a game as it stands, and it's got all this nice flavor. I will say there was something that I missed because when it's downloading on PS3 off the disc, there's a really great video you can pull up. It's like a progress bar on the bottom of the screen, and Snake is just smoking. He's just smoking as that thing downloads, and by virtue of it being better hardware, you can't get that anymore. I just wish they had a simulator for that though, because that was amazing. If they had a snake smoking simulator while you download your fake game, that'd be awesome. I wish they would do that, but anyway, do not play this game on a PS3. Like, just don't do it.
I think
Play this on your PC, and you'll really like it.
the
So.
most interesting, like in my mind, the most interesting Metal Gear Solid like port or remaster or whatever was on the 3DS. They did Metal Gear Solid 3
Yeah,
on the 3DS.
they did. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. They did Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, I want to say.
No, just
They
3.
did not.
99% sure they just did 3.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm thinking of? They put 2 and 3 on the Vita. Sorry. They
They
put
did.
2 and 3 on the Vita. But 3 was on 3DS. That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
And it was a
Right.
remaster. It wasn't just like a
Crazy.
port. I'm pretty sure that was like a full remaster of that thing. Maybe even
What
a
a time.
remake. Maybe it was even a remake. I don't know, but it
Yeah, what a time.
I never played it besides like the demo. I played the demo of it back in the day, but I just wasn't interested enough. I've never been interested enough in those games to pull the trigger and play that thing. I mean, yeah. 2 was an
Oh, man.
interesting game, but other than that, I'm not
2 is
really too
amazing.
interested in those games. So
I think you should go back and play PS1 Metal Gear Solid. That's a great
I'd
game.
probably like that one.
You get a lot
Probably
of
like that one. Yeah.
You'll get a lot of out of that on the PS1.
Mhm.
I like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, I like the whole series, but 4 might be my favorite. I think 4 is a really special game. It benefits you to play that after 1, 2, and 3. Absolutely. Like, I don't think you'll get nearly as much out of it
Yeah.
because it ties up all of Metal Gear up to that point. And
Yep.
it's honestly, it's the last Metal Gear chronologically because 5 is in
Yep.
the 80s.
Yep.
And this is like current era, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's got one of the great openings of any game. I think the opening of that game is awesome. Like the geckos when they start attacking you in like, is it Afghanistan or something like that? Like the geckos are weird, dude. They're just like small portable Metal Gears that jump around and they move. It's so weird. I love that stuff. Like Kojima just has this specificity to his games that just can't be beat. Like stuff that's just so out of the box. Like mooing mechs. Like who comes up with that? It's awesome. Awesome stuff. Um yeah, I think it's a really great remaster. They did a lot more work to this than they did the first Master Collection, which is also a good compilation of those games. But they could have done more. They could have made those games run a little better if they wanted to. They just didn't. Um, but 4 runs like a dream. It looks great, sounds great. I'll definitely be finally finishing it through this method. I tried to play through about halfway of it on PS3, and my PS3 was just like melting, dude. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait till this remaster. I can't finish it. I got all the way to, is it Crying Octopus? I think it's Crying Octopus. It's like halfway through that game, so I almost finished it, but yeah, it's a great one. Might be my favorite Metal Gear. It's really really good. So, and then yeah, a little mention. I'm doing a bunch of Game of the Year lists. This isn't going to be a big thing, but I've gone all the way back from 2025, 2025 to the year 2000. I'm making the best games of every year, and the games that I missed per year. I'm doing the IMDb or the Metacritic thing that I showed you. Just like, hey, what's a short list of? Once I get to the 70s, I'm gonna be like, whatever. We'll see the worst games at some point. But the games I'm really interested in per year, I want to kind of make a list for. Hey, this is my apology tour things, and maybe once I get a PC, I can start streaming them. I might just do a year by year thing of hey, what are the best games from this year? What are some games I missed from this year, and just kind of chip away at it from 2000 to current era. It's been really fun to do that. I've been using Infinite Backlog and IGN Playlist to do that, so that's been a lot of fun. I like making lists. I'd be good at Watch Mojo. They would hire me.
Yeah,
I do
you'd
good
be the
good
Watch
stuff.
Mojo guy. Maybe we gotta do more Watch Mojo content for Stick Drift. Maybe that's our calling is being
Maybe that's
the
our calling.
watchers of Mojo.
Well, let's practice to do this exercise by ranking top 5 FromSoft boxes. What do you think? That'd be fun. That'd be a
Sure.
good topic to do. I don't have a lot to say about any of my bosses, but I ranked them. That's for damn sure.
Oh, I have
I
ranked
think
stuff.
let's just yeah, do it. I since I don't have a lot to say, I think I'm just gonna go 5-1, and then you go 5-1. It'll be
Yep.
easier that way. Um, Pretty simple. Let's just do it simple. My number 5, Gwyn, Lord of
No, no,
Cinder.
no, no. You meant
So
to say Pleen Pleen Plon. That's his name.
that's that's why he's on this list. Plim blum blum.
Pleen Pleen
It's
Plon.
not like the best. It's not like the best boss fight. It's not like the most epic. It's just the mood is just awesome in that fight. I love that fight. It's the culmination of a really great game, and by the time you get there, you start reflecting on where you've been and just the journey you've been on. And to be fair, the back half of Dark Souls One kind of falls
It's
apart.
pretty rough,
Relatively
yeah.
falls apart. Like after in Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
kind of gets to the pits,
Yep.
but it's so good for so much of it, and the DLC afterwards. You can't help
Mm-hmm.
but love it, you know. And this is just kind of the coda to a really great experience. The fight's not amazing, but um, yeah, the plim plim plon, the piano keys, they even harken back to that with the Dark Souls 3 fight with the Cinder fight there too. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Gwyn Lord of Cinder, it's mano a mano, you versus a dying king and a hollowed king, and it's just really beautiful. I think
And
it's a
you can
great,
parry him to death.
great boss fight. Yeah, exactly. And you did. That was really very funny.
That's what I
Because I
do
think
every time.
didn't we beat him in my world in our playthrough?
Yeah, we
And
beat him
then
in your world, and then I had to go and beat him in my world by myself, which is fun.
yeah, and you were
I I
not
was
not where you needed to be. We'll put it that way.
Well, I was using the ass sword, and
Yeah,
true to its name, the ass sword is very ass. Like, I think I would have rather had a broken straight sword. It was really bad. Um,
it was so
it
funny.
was just doing no damage whatsoever to Gwyn. I was just tickling him to death with the thing.
Yeah,
It was
I,
fully
I was
upgraded.
I was doing my I was doing my best to hard carry because you were doing the John Soul
Uh
run, which
huh.
is very funny.
I was doing the John
Uh,
Soul run. I was using the John Soul armor, using the ass sword. Yep.
yeah, I like that bit. That was a very good bit. Something I will remember fondly about our playthrough was that whole bit. But
uh,
yeah, in my playthrough, I beat Gwen almost no problem. I don't
Yeah.
even think I
No,
died
you
to him.
were you were the hard carry towards the end of that thing for sure. The ass sword just fell off so
You
hard, and I
you
was
get
just tickling them.
the is it the tooth, the dragon tooth, and you get the smile armor, and you just
Hmm.
level strength, and bang bang boom, you're there.
I think you had the Havel
Super
armor,
easy.
but yeah, yeah.
I did for a while. I traded it to the to smile armor because
Oh,
it's
okay,
the heaviest
nice.
armor. Yeah, it's one of the best armors in the game, so I use that. And then number 4 from the DLC, Black Dragon Calamy. I
Hmm.
love this fight. It was
It's
so
very
fun to
cool.
play with you.
Yep,
Little tricky in our gameplay, I will say.
yeah.
It was a little tricky, but we finally got there. Um,
The ass sword did not
he's
help.
just didn't help. I was putting some good damage on him, but he's a little tricky little guy. He's
Yeah,
a big guy. I think visually, he's probably my favorite looking
he's
dragon.
very
I
cool.
love the one eye. That's so cool.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure that's the eye, right?
Yep.
Just the one red eye that it just shoots lasers, crazy lasers at you, and
His design is ripped entirely
yeah.
from another game, but we'll get to that when we get to my list.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm kind of
Yes.
excited to hear. But yeah, Black Dragon Calamite. That's probably the best boss fight of that DLC. If probably right.
Probably. I mean, the Artorias fight's really good too. Like the Artorias, like
It
it's
is.
the name of the
Yeah.
DLC, and it's a really cool fight. It's a really cool
Yeah.
opening cutscene, which they do harken back to when you fight him in Night Rain. It's really cool. They do like
Oh,
the whole
that's right. Okay, I
cutscene in
never
Night
did see
Rain.
that fight. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. It
That's
was
really
in the
cool.
DLC of Night Rain. Yep. So.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Black Dragon Calamy is a visual feast especially the boss arena is really cool. It's like in this like lake, the swamp,
Hmm. Well, in
that I
in
really
order
like.
to get him into that arena, you first have to go to the blind giant archer and have
Right.
him
Yes.
shoot him down with his great bow. Uh huh.
Oh,
Hawkeye
that's so
go.
true.
Yep.
Oh man, what a great DLC.
Hmm.
Oh, the less said about Manus, the better. That guy's a real pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Manus is rough.
Calamite's awesome. I love Calamite. He's definitely my favorite looking dragon in any of those games
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. So that's my
Yep.
number 4. Um, so my number 3 is kind of normie. Father Gascoigne from Bloodborne. I don't know what it is, dude. I really don't know what it is. Every time I fight him, I get so juiced to play Bloodborne again. There's something about it. I think it's the music. I really do think it's the music. It's not just that. It's the music. It's the cutscene. It's the music box that you can use sometimes in Bloodborne to stun him if you want. There's a lot really good thematic
It makes him like instantly
storyline in
transform,
play,
doesn't
and
it?
it staggers him. He goes like
Yeah.
basically, and then he turns into the big form,
Yeah.
right? But I I really enjoy just getting in that ass. That's the first boss fight you really get in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the best from bosses, right? In my opinion, are the ones where you're just a dude against a dude and you just go boom, let's tangle, you know?
Sure.
Those are the best ones. And Cascoin is like my favorite of those. Besides maybe Ishin. I probably should have Ishin on here. I
Yeah,
don't.
Ishin's
Um
really good.
Honestly, you know what? I'll probably actually slot it for my number two.
Go for it.
But
Yeah, it's a
for
really
my
good
number
decision.
three, definitely Father Gascoigne,
Yeah.
100%. Um, I love that fight. Every time I fire up a new playthrough, I think I've played through Bloodborne 6, 7, 8 times. Um, I always love that fight. Like just the music is just like amazing. It's just dun 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 dun. Dun. It's so epic. I love it so much. And yeah, like I said, I'm subbing it out. It was gonna be Malekith. He's just a honorable mention. I just love the aura of that fight, and his design is super cool. Um, the when he transforms from the beast cleric into Malekith, I really do like that. That with the rune of death and all this stuff. Like oh death, like that entire scene is amazing. But the fight's not amazing, so maybe I'll give it to my real number two, which is Sword Saint Ishin from Sekiro. um One of the hardest boss fights in any game. It's so incredibly hard.
It's brutal.
um it's really brutal, but like once you get it, there is nothing that feels better.
Yeah.
I think it is the perfect, like I said, Coda for Gwyn, Lord of Cinder for Dark Souls. This is the Coda to Sekiro, which might be from Soft's best game, like straight up. Um, I think they are just firing on every cylinder in that game, and that game, like if Elden Ring is the whole like, hey, here's a suite of options, go for it. This game says no, spec into this exact thing we want you to play as. Literally get good at this thing, and I promise you, you will have fun. Like this is like proof positive that that is the case. And by the time you get to Sword Saint Ancient, like you are sharp as attack. Like you will be on it. And it's still hard. It's still punishing. Um, but every playthrough I had 4 playthroughs of Sekiro. Every time I would face him, I think I faced him 3 times. Always fun, always worth it. Sword Station. Well, he's a 3 phaser too. It's brutal. When the third phase isn't too bad. It's that second phase. Oh man, I cannot tell you how many times I died on that fight. It's 60 times, like a lot of times on that fight. But Sword Nation's incredible, incredible. Oh God, Sekiro. Sekiro is one of those games I just want to play now, like right at this moment. Um, and then, of course, number one, what else could it be, Noah? Ludwig the Holy Blade. Holy cow. You want to talk aura? It's got it. You want to talk music? It's here. You want to talk visual design? The actual boss fight, the boss arena, it is the best from Soft Boss. It is everything you could ever want for one of their. It's the
It's
template,
really good.
dude. Like
Yeah.
it's the mark you hold every other boss against, in my opinion.
My
Um,
guiding
it's
moonlight.
oh, don't even get me started. And the story about Ludwig too, that he was he was like a former church guy, and he just like falls away from it. He starts imbibing the old blood and turns into this complete demon. It's and but then halfway through the fight he remembers himself and
Mm-hmm.
becomes sort of human. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh. And then the Moonlight Greatsword being the legacy of FromSoft. Incredible,
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I get a hankering, I go on YouTube and I watch those boss fight reactions. I don't know if you've ever seen those, with a
No.
bunch of streamers that just played those boss fights. They're like, oh, he's doing this, and you just see a bunch of people's reactions to it. I'm like, God, I'm just living vicariously through you people. It's so good. Um,
It's
I'll
one of
give credit.
those things
Yeah,
that fight is one of those things to where you it's a better the fight just is better and better the more FromSoft games you've played and the more times you've seen that
very
Moonlight
true.
Greatsword, the more you know about that Moonlight Greatsword. It just makes the boss fight so much better.
It's so great. It's so great. I'll give credit to the YouTube channel. Shirako has a lot of good boss fight reactions that I really like. Um, But yeah, that's the tippy top, man. And I don't think there's any other better one. Sword St. Ishit would have been top had it not been for Ludwig. That's for
Yeah.
dang sure. Um, that's my list. That's my top five. Number one being Ludwig the Holy Blade. Again, Ludwig, Sword St. Ishan, Father Gascoigne, Black Dragon Calamy, and then Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. So that is my top five. Noah, what you got? Start with five. What you got?
Yeah, for number 5, I have Trandon from Evergrace. So Trandon is like
Evergrace,
this.
pulling out the Evergrace on me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's this little like demon child that was like experimented on, and so he's like a created being of power, and like the whole crux of Evergrace is that like this evil scientist is experimenting on people and like giving them powers, and this poor little like child is like um uh basically created to be this like all powerful being, and at the end of Evergrace you have to put down this all powerful child because he has grown too powerful for
Hmm.
and he's like basically ruining the whole world of Evergrace because FromSoft, they love their ruined fantasy settings, and that's what Evergrace
Yeah.
is. Evergrace is a ruined fantasy setting, um,
Hmm.
and yeah, Evergrace is just such a cool game though. Like I love the vibes of that game. I love the um, just everything about that game, especially the soundtrack. Soundtrack's amazing. Probably one
Hmm.
of the best FromSoft soundtracks. If you haven't listened to it, give it a listen. It's amazing. So experimental, and yeah, I just really like Evergrace, so I threw Trendon on here just as an excuse to talk about Evergrace because more people
There you
need to
go.
more people need to play Evergrace. It's a really interesting game. So I gotta
Hmm.
get around to the sequel at some point too, but yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, number 4, I also had Black Dragon Calamite, but I
There you
also
go.
had the uh the actual like design base for Dragon Calamite, Gaura, the evil dragon from Kingsfield.
Oh.
And Gaura is it's the same exact like design as Calamite, like basically one for one. It's just this
Hmm.
dragon with this dark dragon with this eye in the middle, and that's what Gaira is, and it's like
Oh,
one of
okay.
the like central antagonists of Kingsfield is these two dragons, Seth and Gaira, and Seth
Hmm.
becomes basically Seath the Scaleless, and then Gaira becomes Black Dragon Calamite. They're both used in Dark Souls 1, so um,
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting stuff from
Hmm.
Kingsfield.
Hmm.
But the first Kingsfield, you go against like this old like lord or king or whatever, basically, and he ends up becoming consumed by the Moonlight Greatsword, and so you have to go in and get the Moonlight Greatsword from him in order to kill him, and he's like warped into like this big tree monster. Um,
Hmm.
in the second one, you you get the Dark Slayer, and you go after Gaura, who has the Moonlight Greatsword, and you don't get the Moonlight Greatsword until you're either done with that boss fight, or if you can make your way around to the backside of Gaira, you can pick up the Moonlight Greatsword and start using it against him. But the basically um, the Dark Sword was created to um, kill Gaira, and then the Moonlight Greatsword was built to kill Seath, so or Seth or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so
Yeah.
in the third
Yeah.
game, you have the shattered fragments of the Moonlight Greatsword, and so you have to go around restoring the Moonlight Greatsword. That's the whole crux of the third Kingsfield game.
Mm.
restoring it. So
Gotcha.
yep. So and then you go and kill Seth in the third one. Second one you kill Gaira, the third one you kill Seth. Those are like the two
Hmm.
main like gods of Kingsfield. So I don't really know what happens in the fourth one because they didn't
Okay.
leave a lot of room for extra things because you kind of just kill all the big bads of Kingsfield in the first three games. So,
That's funny.
but yeah, so that's a little bit of Kingsfield as well because I like Kingsfield. But number three, I've got the Burnt Ivory King from the Dark Souls 2 DLC.
Hmm.
Specifically the Elaeum Lois. I don't remember the name of the DLC now, but basically it's the Ice DLC, and it was tough for me to figure out. I wanted a Dark Souls 2 representative on here because I love Dark Souls 2, but
There you
there
go.
was so many like things I could have done. I could have done the Fume Knight from the the Iron Crown DLC. And that would have been a good pick. Sir Alone is people like Sir Alone. I'm not a big fan of the Sir Alone fight from that DLC. But and then of course there's Sin, uh, the Slumbering Dragon. Um,
Hmm.
it's like his poison dragon. It's really cool. It's definitely up there with Calamite for me. I love Sin's design. One of my favorite from Self Dragons.
Hmm.
But the Burnt Ivory King fight is just such a spectacle that I had to go with that fight because basically you go around the DLC rescuing these knights that were in service of the Ivory King from like their prisons, and then when you go to fight the Ivory King summons his knights, and you summon your knights that you freed throughout the DLC, and they fight the knights that the Ivory King summons, and then after you're done with that, like basically you have like a whole like battlefield going on once you're done fighting on all of his army, then you fight him, and you might have like
Hmm.
one guy left when you start to fight him, but he quickly kills your last like soldier, and yeah, then it just becomes like a one-on-one fight. But it's such a cool like cinematic thing. The boss arena is really cool. It's just such a really um cool fight that really is like the culmination of what that game is. Like that game is very grounded dark fantasy, and that's what I love about Dark Souls 2. It's very interesting in that way. Um, and yeah, that fight's really tough. Because he moves very well in that game engine for a Dark Souls 2 boss. He moves very well, so um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's one of those you against a guy sort of boss fights. It's a really cool one. He's got like this like really cool like double sided twin blade that he's using. Yeah, it's a really cool fight.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, so that's my number three.
Yeah. Number three.
Number two, I have Air from Armored Core 6. Um, I wanted Armored Core 6 on here. And it was like between like this and um yeah, really this is like between this air fight and the first air fight that you do. The first air fight was the first time I had to like actually swap my build parts out from what I was doing because that fight is really brutal if you're not prepared for it. Um,
Hmm.
but the final boss sort of air fight, it's just really cool because it's like this companion character that you have throughout the game, and you end up betraying them, and so they're like, "Hey, I'm going to protect Rubicon at any cost. I'm going to kill you." And oh my gosh, are they like they're playing with like a freaking like Armored Core 4 mech while you're on an Armored Core 6 mech. Like, it
Hmm,
ain't even funny how much they outmaneuver you.
crazy.
It's really,
Yeah.
really fun fight. Just trying to figure
Mhm.
out how to survive this fight because it's a battle for survival. Uh,
Mhm.
any of the air fights, you will die a lot because they're really tough. Um, but they're very fun to figure out and produce the the right build for and all that. So those games are just endlessly fun with their build crafting and the boss battles that six introduces really help to give you something to craft towards besides just like the missions. So uh,
Cool.
yeah, yeah, the game benefits a lot from borrowing the Souls aspect of those like sort of cinematic boss fights. Um, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, number one, yeah, Ludwig the Holy Blade. I mean, as someone who loves FromSoft slop, loves Moonlight Greatsword, um, they put it in literally all their games. Even their Armored Core games have the Moonlight, and yeah, it. I don't think it was in Evergrace though. I didn't remember seeing it in Evergrace, but
Okay.
yeah, it's just a really cool fight. It's really cinematic, really thematic. And soundtrack's great for that fight. Everything about that fight's just really stellar. Mechanically, I think
Yeah.
it's the only way I would say it might fall behind some other fights, but
Probably.
other than that, it's just a really good fight. So
It's really good. Our number ones are the same. We tied.
yeah,
Ludwig the Holy Blade is the consensus winner of this exercise, and I'm pretty happy about that. It's a great winner. I'm very, very stoked about that. Um, yeah, no, what you getting into? You watching some isekai slap? What isekai you watch these days?
oh yeah, I picked up another one not too long ago. I did the thing where I find a random
Did the
one
thing.
and like binge it, and then
Yeah.
uh, I'm you know then I just am done with it. This one was the legendary hero is dead. This one was pretty funny. I like this one. This one was more of a comedy one. Um, and it's basically this villager guy. It's kind of like a sleazeball. He really likes women with like large thighs and
No.
with like he likes putting stockings on their legs and looking at their
Oh,
thighs with stockings
oh,
on.
who among
That's his
us?
thing. That's
Who
his
among
whole
us?
shtick. That's what the whole show's about. This character. That's all he wants in life. And basically the legendary hero ends up in his village to fight some demons and he's got like this punji pit and like this barbecue grill and he's trying to lure the demons into this punji pit and the demons don't care for it because demons they don't want barbecued pork, they want humans, and so
Yeah.
they're not interested. But the hero, once he's done with his heroic duties of slaying the monsters, the demons, he smells that barbecue and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get me some barbecue." So he walks over to get the barbecue and he falls in the punchy pit and dies. So
Oh,
then the village freaks out. They're like, "Oh, you just killed the legendary hero with your punji pit." And the guy's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nobody's gonna believe some random villagers that a random villager killed the legendary hero. So
oh my
instead, you guys are gonna have to help me bury this guy and bury this secret." So they go and bury the
gosh.
guy, and then they all go to bed. And the next morning, the guy wakes up and he's like, "Wait a minute, why am I in the hero's rotting body?" Well, basically, a necromancer who is traveling with the hero puts his soul into the hero's body,
Oh,
and so then he has to go fulfill the hero's duty, and shenanigans ensue. That's the whole crux of it. It's pretty fun. I liked it. It
yeah.
was like 12 episodes. It was not a very long commitment to watch this thing. And it was one of the more fun isekai I've watched in a very long time. So I'd recommend
That's
if you're
good.
looking for some isekai trash. Um, but yeah, other than that, just the same seasonals that I've been watching. I did start trying to get back into watching Bleach. I was very disappointed
Oh
with
yeah.
that first episode this season, but the second episode of this season was really good. So I gotta watch more of that. I gotta get caught up on that season, um, last season. But yeah, so that's
There you go.
about all I've been watching.
Cool. Yeah, same for me. Pretty standard stuff. I've been watching Silo and the House of the Dragon finished up recently in the last few weeks, and Ted Lasso's back on Hard Knocks. The new show we always started is Lanterns, like Green Lanterns, and I got way into Green Lantern comic books, like way into like I think I'm reading the Jeff Johns run primarily, which is considered one of the best comic runs of all time. Um, and it's really good. I'm like, oh my gosh, the Lantern show is really good. That's on HBO, but if they get to even a quarter of the stuff in the Jeff Johns run, like it's going to be legendary. And yeah, I'm absolutely digging it. I've been reading a lot of comics actually, like actual comics. Um, I caught up with Absolute Batman. That's great. I started Amazing Spider-Man. Um, I'm just kind of reading whatever interests me, which is fun. I'm making more lists for comic books. Who would have thunk it about stuff I want to read? So it's kind of what I'm doing. But yeah, Green Lantern. I'm a huge fan now. It's really great stuff. So that's all I got, man. That's it. That sounds like a podcast to me. I don't know. It feels like one.
Yeah.
Next podcast. There's a lot of video games coming out. We're here. We are here. I mean, we had no. You talked about Big Walk, and I played Blood Dungeon and Metal Gear Solid Remaster and the Star Wars game. We have Blood of the Dawnwalker, Orbitals, and Onimusha next week, and I'm probably going to play all three of those. So
There you
busy times are coming. A lot of new video games coming. So September is almost upon us, and I'm excited to see what's in store. I pre-ordered Onimusha. I know you won't play it, but I definitely will. So I'll see how that goes. I'm waiting to see on Blood of Dawnwalker. That's from ex CD Projekt people making a the Witcher inspired game. It's an RPG from Bandai Namco. I think their studio is called Rebel Wolves. I've heard nothing but good things about Blood of Dawnwalker, but I'm gonna wait for reviews, see if it's as good as people think it might be. So that's the forecast. Noah, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me on Stick Drift.
Yeah, let's drift live.
It's live. We're doing it. We did it live. We
And
did the thing.
soon it's gonna be dead because we're just gonna stop streaming.
Okay. All right.